Tonight, 8 years after the shocking murders of 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Libby German in Duffy, Indiana, we're finally getting a look at the chilling video Libby recorded in their final moments, footage that played a key role in police capturing and convicting Richard Allen. Up until now, the public had only seen a brief clip and heard the killer's voice. But now, a newly released 43-second video played during Allen's trial and posted on a website supporting his defense gives a terrifying glimpse into what really happened that day. In the video, you can hear Abby, clearly panicked, whispering to Libby, asking if the man following them is still there.
See, this is the path that we go down.
Nervous whispers, heavy breathing, and hurried footsteps fill the audio. As Libby steps off the trail, Abby rushes past her, saying they have no choice but to head down.
There's no path going there, so we have to go down here.
Then the killer's voice breaks through.
Hi.
Police say Abby and Libby were forced down the hill at gunpoint before being brutally murdered. Allen's defense attorneys claim they didn't release this video, but regardless, he was convicted and sentenced to 130 years behind bars. Now he's appealing that decision. In 2023, a YouTuber known as Under the Weather decided to go on a solo camping trip in a remote part of Scotland, but this wasn't going to be like his usual trips. Something about this one was off. Hoping to stay safe from wildlife, he set up his tent between two small creeks, figuring the water on both sides would give him a bit of a barrier. Confident in his setup, he settled in for the night, but what happened next, even he still can't explain it. At first he brushed it off, but the more he thought about it, the more uneasy he got. He was on what was basically a little island, surrounded by water on both sides. It would have been really difficult for anyone to get there, but if it wasn't a person, then what the hell was it?
Right, so I think I'm going to go to sleep. And unless something crazy happens, I will see you in the morning. Good night. Hello? 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 Now the thing is, I'm kind of on an island here, so there's river on that side, river on that side. It's very hard to get down here if it was a human, that is. Typical, now I can't hear a thing. Right, I'll turn the light off. I've got a knife in here. I've got a knife. I've got a knife. Right.
As he lay there in the dark, the eerie silence was suddenly broke again by something. Laughter. Hysterical laughter. That's when he grabbed a knife and decided to step outside, hoping to scare off whatever was out there. But just as he was about to investigate, it was enough to send him right back inside, knife in hand, waiting out the night.
No, because I've never said I'm basically on an island, so there's no way that anyone could actually get it. Jesus Christ! What? Hello? 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 Jesus Christ. That. Going to say, how did you sleep? I'm like, great. Like a psycho with a knife. Good night. Good night. Good night.
He finally got a little sleep, but by morning, the experience had clearly shaken him.
I was terrified. It sounded like hysterical laughing that woke me up. Yeah, I just heard people, or somebody, noises around there. Like somebody was coming through the water, like your mind running wild. And obviously I went out, had a wee look. Didn't see anything, then I heard like footsteps. I just ran back in here. And then it did go silent after a while, which was alright, so I did get back to sleep.
But here's where it gets even weirder. As he packed up his gear, he spotted something lying nearby, something that definitely wasn't there before.
Right, that's why I brought my own wood. Hang on a minute. Yeah, what the fuck is that? Right. These were in a pile over there. And they were just sitting on the ground. Right. I think someone's playing silly buggers. I think it's time for me to get out of here. And well, I can still live to tell another tale.
He didn't stick around to find out. Whatever had been out there that night, he wasn't about to give it another chance. So, what do you think? Was this some kind of prank? Something paranormal? Or just his mind playing tricks on him? Let me know what you think happened out there.
Hello? Hello? Jesus Christ.
Remember those people trapped in the subway under Brazil? Well, this is what could have happened if they were actually on the train when the flood hit. These people are in a nightmare situation, water rising dangerously close to their heads. And if they don't get help soon, they might even run out of oxygen inside that train car. The good news, at least some of them still have phone service, which means they can call for help. The bad news, this wasn't just an isolated incident. This flood in Zhengzhou, China, left thousands of people stranded, trapped, and desperately waiting for rescue. Back in 2019, Andrei Asov, the leader of the Kurganskaya organized crime group, was arrested in Kurgan, Russia for allegedly murdering a man. And let's just say he did not take it well. This footage captures the moment he completely lost it, going hysterical, thrashing around, and even trying to force his way out. But no matter how hard he fought, there was no escaping this one. According to witnesses, he shot the victim while the man was just riding his bike, a cold-blooded move that ultimately led to his downfall. The chaotic scene of his arrest left a lasting impression on those who saw it, serving as a stark reminder of how quickly power can crumble. Down in Florida, a man found himself in a heart-stopping moment when his little dog decided to take on a bear that had climbed onto his backyard fence. The bear just stood there, unfazed, while the tiny dog barked its heart out, trying to defend its territory. Even the man's frantic attempts to scare it off didn't seem to do much at first. And with the bear balanced on the fence like that, there were only two ways this could go. Either it dropped down into the yard and things got real bad, or it backed off. Luckily for the man and his brave little pup, the bear chose the safer option and slowly retreated. A close call, but at least this one had a happy ending. This bizarre-looking creature was found lurking inside a toilet bowl, and the weirdest part, it doesn't seem to want to leave.
Hey buddy, you want to get out of there? Oh, alright. Okay. You can stay in there.
No one's quite sure how it got there, but one thing's for sure. Flushing isn't an option unless you want a potential horror movie moment. The way it moves, clings to the bowl, and refuses to budge as people seriously creep out. Would you try to get rid of it yourself or just abandon the bathroom altogether? In 2022, a TikTok user documented a late-night drive they definitely won't forget. While cruising through a remote area in Belmont, Michigan, they spotted something seriously unsettling. What looked like a young woman on the side of the road in the pitch-black night. Thinking it might be a setup to lure them out of their car, they decided to keep driving. But what they captured on video was downright chilling.
What the f?
Stop. No,
Stop.
I'm not. I'm not. No. Hell no.
What the f?
Bro. They were soaked.
Okay.
There she is.
There she is.
Bro, what the See? That was it. That was it. She's crying.
The footage shows what appears to be a woman on the ground, swinging an object over her head. There were no streetlights, just complete darkness, making the situation even more eerie. Feeling uneasy but also concerned, they did the right thing and called the police, given a detailed description of the location. Within minutes, 5 deputies were dispatched to the scene. They found the woman on her hands and knees, dripping wet. The next day, the TikToker returned to the area and discovered something that made the whole situation even creepier.
Yep, she had to have come up out of the water. Yep, there's a dig spot there. So she came up from down there. That's had to have been why she was so wet.
And then, the twist no one expected. The woman was actually a missing person from Kalamazoo. When authorities spoke with her, she had no recollection of how she ended up in Belmont or how she wound up in the river.
So what it actually was a missing woman from Kalamazoo that ended up in Belmont. She doesn't know how she ended up there. She doesn't remember anything, and she apparently fell into the river. That's as much information as we got.
While the mystery isn't fully solved, at least the driver's quick thinking got her the help she needed. But the question still lingers. What really happened to her that night? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. What started as a chill fishing trip turned into a nightmare for 2 men when they came face to face with something absolutely terrifying deep in the forest. One of them managed to capture the entire encounter on video, and when he uploaded it to TikTok, it quickly exploded, racking up a staggering 3.4 million views. Check this out.
Apa Meng? Relax Meng, relax Meng. Astagfirullahaladzim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Arrahmanirrahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Ya Allah, ya Tuhanku, jauhkanlah binatang ini. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin.
As they stood frozen, the tiger locked eyes with them before shifting its attention to a bag just out of the camera's view. After what felt like an eternity, the tiger finally lost interest and wandered off. Wasting no time, the 2 men scrambled up a tree, too afraid to make a run for it in case the big cat came back. They stayed up there, anxiously waiting for help, hoping they wouldn't have another face-to-face encounter anytime soon. What would you have done in their situation? This wild footage comes straight from a paraglider's camera in Iran, a place you don't often see videos like this coming out of. And trust me, this one is something else. At first, everything seems fine, but then, boom, a sudden gust of wind tangles the parachute, throwing them into a chaotic spiral. The guy in the back is clearly the experienced one, and that experience gets put to the test real quick. Thinking fast, he aims for a tree, using it to break their fall and soften the impact, which honestly is super impressive. Despite the terrifying crash, both of them walked away with just minor injuries. That's some next level piloting right there. At a gas station, what started as a heated argument between 2 women quickly spirals out of control, turning the entire scene into pure chaos. Take a look at what happened next.
Come on, baby, hit it! Come on, baby, hit it! Come on, baby, hit it! Hit it! I bet! Come on, kids, in ain't finna move! In ain't finna move! In ain't move! In ain't finna move! Cause if she hit it, it's dead! I'ma drive that bitch right out of her!
Out of nowhere, cars get battered, bystanders are left speechless, and just when you think it's over, it's not.
She flipped the whole truck.
Yeah! You dumbass bitch! You dumbass!
Get at it. I ain't even got one, baby. I ain't even got one. I ain't even got one. Look.
This is one of those wild gas station showdowns that leaves everyone involved rethinking their life choices. This case is absolutely disturbing. Nikki Kango operated Positively Paradise as a dog boarding and training facility, but over the years, multiple dogs mysteriously died under her care. Families who trusted her with their beloved pets were met with tragedy. The details that emerged were nothing short of horrifying. The necropsy results confirmed blunt force trauma in at least 2 cases, suggesting intentional harm. Yet for years, Nikki managed to avoid criminal charges while continuing to operate her business. It wasn't until multiple deaths were connected to her that authorities finally stepped in.
Can you put me 97 at the Wawa Kings in Orange for a 1017? Okay, it's the Honda, it's the SUV one.
Yep, it's about to poke out between me and this FHP car.
Well, of course it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and light it up in here. Hello. I'm coming around to the drive passenger side. Nikki, right? I need you to step out for me. Step out. Step out for me. Okay, I'm telling you to step out. I'm not asking anymore. Turn around for me. Got a warrant out of Martin County.
What's up, man?
You want to take your phone with you?
Use your purse, your phone, your personal belongings.
Yeah.
Want me to grab it for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Where are you taking her?
She's gonna go to the St. Lucie County Jail.
St. Lucie County Jail.
Ultimately, so she has a bond. It's a $20,000 bond. All right. So she's gonna go there first. She can't bond out. She'll be brought back to Martin County. All right.
Do I bond her out of the prison at the jail or where?
You can, yeah. She wanted me to grab her stuff or something.
You know where the jail is?
What's that?
Rock Road?
Yeah.
I give her a hug. She's very emotional.
Yeah, just hang on 1 second.
Do you have anything in your pockets or anything like that, ma'am? Okay, you don't have anything illegal or sharp or anything like that, right?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna take the back of my hand just to make sure, okay? You just want to check real quick, make sure she ain't got nothing in her pockets that's gonna go with her or anything like that. Yeah, do you mind grabbing an ID out of there for me?
Nothing in here gonna get you in trouble, right? No drugs, weapons, nothing like that.
Pain in the ass. That's good.
Thanks, bro. You have no idea how huge that was.
Good on y'all. I'm just doing the easy ones right now. Y'all have a great day. What's up, man?
I just want to say something quick to her.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. Nikki, you can hear me? I talked to your parents, all right? We're going to work it out. You're going to be okay.
Did they tell you if she has a bond or not? I don't know.
They didn't know. Nobody knew. The bond the same thing as a warrant?
No, so what a bond is how much it is for her to get out.
Even after her June 2024 arrest for animal cruelty, more families came forward with their own tragic experiences. And while she's now facing multiple felony charges, many fear that justice is long overdue. That's an incredible act of bravery. The elderly man didn't hesitate for a second. He put himself in harm's way to protect his family. 10 broken ribs is no small injury, but his selfless actions likely saved lives. That sounds like pure chaos in the most unexpected way. Imagine just chilling at home, thinking it's a normal day, then bam, a huge monitor lizard crashes the party. You're right, monitor lizards are venomous, but thankfully, their bite isn't usually dangerous to humans. Still, getting chomped on by a prehistoric-looking beast isn't on anyone's to-do list. Also, that cat, certified survival instincts. This whole situation is straight out of a Hollywood thriller, except it's real life, which makes it way scarier. Amaranth, one of the biggest internet personalities, literally had to outsmart armed intruders while being pistol whipped. And the fact that she managed to send out an SOS while pretending to log into her crypto account, that's some next level survival instinct.
Your home, they pistol whipped you multiple times.
It was scary. I actually thought I was going to die. And I was laying in bed right here. And that's when they told me, like, stand up. He said, hit her. And so I put up my fists because I knew they were about to hit me with something, and it was their guns.
Her husband Nick was watching everything on security cameras and ended up in a full-blown shootout with these guys. Bullets flying, ears ringing, and the robbers scrambling for their lives. Wild.
When I was like this against the wall, and there were 3 bullets went past my head, my ears were ringing.
I knew instantly he at least was hit once because he kind of fell back and his friends grabbed him.
The worst part? She doesn't even feel safe in her own home anymore. That's next level terrifying. A man does what he believes to be a harmless prank, but you know what they say, F around and find out.
My boxes! My boxes! Keep with me! Keep with me! Boxes! Keep, I don't give a that fucking boxes are empty! Keep my fucking boxes! I don't care! Boxes! My boxes! Yo, it's just my boxes! You motherfucker! Stop!
Running on the train tracks proves to be very stupid here. Don't ever do this, people. On November 4, 2024, officers were called to a hotel after a couple got into a heated argument with staff over a billing issue. The couple insisted they were overcharged, claiming they had only stayed for 2 nights but were billed for 3.
Because they're saying we charged them for 3 nights.
Okay.
We only charged them for 2 nights. There is no way in our system to charge without it being attached to a folio.
Okay.
Screaming and yelling, want the owner, don't want to leave.
Okay. Are they current guests?
No, they checked out.
Okay, all right.
And they're saying they were going to call the cops because we stole from them. We didn't know. I can show you all of it.
Okay, all right.
The hotel staff, however, stood by the records, explaining that their system couldn't process charges without being tied to a folio. Things escalated quickly, with the guests yelling and demanding a refund, refusing to accept the hotel's explanation.
When you rent a card, it goes directly into our system. 1, 2.
Okay.
Here's the first one. Here's the second one.
Okay.
This one was declined. And this is their printout. Shows the declined and the 2 sales. These 2 are mimicking because this is a
right. Got it. Okay.
Authorization.
Yep.
And then we capture their card when they come in and
Sure.
hand our cards.
Okay.
So I'm not going to have them saying and scream at us.
Okay.
When officers arrived, they tried to mediate, but the couple became even more confrontational. The situation turned into a standoff over ID requests and trespassing, with the guests refusing to leave when asked.
So I'm going to show you, since she showed you her paperwork. Okay. All right. I was charged here 104.28, right? One night. I was charged here twice. We stayed 2 nights. They charged me 3 times.
Okay.
And I just want my money back.
Okay. Have you disputed it with your
I don't need to dispute it with the bank because they took the money. My bank didn't take the money. They took it from me.
But
and now I don't.
They didn't take it. We've got the proof that they did. And then the lady started getting an attitude with me, and I told her, no, I want to speak to your boss.
Okay.
She told me her boss is in California. Well, Now my bank account's in the negative, so I have a huge problem. And it ain't a call a corporate type problem, it's a fix-it problem.
Okay.
What's going on with them?
They're just really aggressive. They're saying that we triple charged them. When they stayed 2 nights, they're saying we charged them for 3 nights. There is no possible way for us to do that with our system.
Okay, but you have asked them to leave already?
Yeah, and
You have.
I said we can't. Money that I had.
And then they give us this problem, guys? Then they give us this problem because I demanded to speak to her boss?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
There's
because
more
it's not-
cops in
it's
for
not a
what?
bank situation.
Do you have your license or anything?
No, you're not getting my ID.
Okay, they've already asked you to
broken
leave.
the law.
They've already asked you to
Then
leave,
I
so
will
you
leave,
are
but you're not
trespassing.
getting my ID.
Sir, they've already asked you to leave.
Then I will leave.
No, you're already.
Are you
You're still
asking me
here.
to leave?
No, they have to
Are
ask you to leave.
you
You've
asking
been
me to leave?
trespassed already. I need your driver's license.
No, you're not getting my
I'm going to ask you.
I have not broken the law for nothing. You are not.
Eventually, the officers had to put them in handcuffs after multiple warnings.
Man, are you kidding me? Resisting what? Resisting what? Give me your phone out. I told you I would leave if you were asking me to leave, sir. That's exactly what I just said. I just said I would leave.
You never said that. No.
You have no right to do this.
If she asked you to leave,
And you have no right to do this.
if she asked you to leave,
By the
and
way,
you
guys,
chose
I've already
not to
been through
leave,
this with your department. You have no right to touch me, check my ID, or anything. I asked you if you were asking me to leave. You would not answer me, sir.
You've already been asked to leave.
Well, then I told no. By who?
By them.
I don't care about them. I asked
do.
you.
It doesn't matter.
I asked you
It's
directly if I was being asked to leave. You would not answer
It's
me.
trespass
Then you
after
grabbed me
warning,
and
sir.
put me in handcuffs. No,
Trespass
sir. It's
after
not
warning.
trespass after warning.
Yes, sir,
I
it
was
is.
never asked to leave.
Yes.
We were standing here having a conversation, ma'am. You're going to deny that?
Pull the cameras up.
Do you have your driver's license, ma'am?
You're going to deny that?
Can I have it?
No.
You're going to go in handcuffs as well, ma'am.
Well, then I'll walk out to the road.
You've already been asked to leave.
Okay, well, I'm leaving. Don't touch me.
You're going in
Don't
handcuffs.
you touch
Come here.
me. Whoa. Whoa. What the? Whoa.
You stop. Stop being dramatic, ma'am.
What is
Put your
going on
hands
right
behind
now?
your back.
Are you Are you serious?
I don't have nothing else to say to you. I don't care what you got to say. I have nothing else to say to you. What they're doing right now is illegal, man. Okay.
Despite their protests, the couple was detained, with one of them arguing they hadn't committed a crime and accusing the officers of violating their rights.
they stole money from me out of my kids' mouth.
All we
Like,
needed
that was
was
my grocery money.
I understand that, but that is a civil issue. But you make it a criminal issue when they've told you to leave and you're
She
still
told
here.
me to stay. She said, no, hold on. Let me go pull up this paperwork. Yes, she did. Pull up the cameras. She said, go back there
I'm
and
going
pull up
based
the
off her
paperwork.
word. She's
Okay,
already
well,
told you to
there
leave.
is cameras.
Okay.
Now, like I said, you're being detained.
Well, when you put somebody in handcuffs, that means they've broken the
They
law.
come off just as easy as they go on.
Yeah, I know they do. But they're not supposed to go on unless I've broken the law.
No.
I'm not a criminal. I haven't done anything, man. I haven't broken the law. I was standing here giving you our side of the story, and then I was thrown in cuffs because I refused to ID. You can't ID somebody unless they break the law. That is the law.
The situation ended with both individuals in custody, still insisting they were wrongfully charged and unlawfully detained. Let's start with this wild footage of a massive New York subway rat. Looks dead at first, right? Pretty gross and creepy on its own, but that's not even the crazy part. As the camera focuses on the rat, it suddenly vanishes under a nearby door. But when the cameraman pans back, he catches something even more shocking. A rat twice the size, sticking its snout out from under the door. Giant cannibal sewer rats? Yeah, who had that on their 2025 bingo card?
Hello?
Hi. He went in that front door there.
This one right here?
Yeah, with a chainsaw.
Okay.
Running chainsaw. He tried to cut that tree.
He
down.
went into that door right there?
Yeah, that front entrance door.
This one with the pillars?
Yes.
The white pillars?
That sounds like a wild and intense situation. A man wielding a chainsaw inside a senior living facility? That's straight out of a horror movie. Given the circumstances, it's not surprising the officers were cleared. Sounds like they were dealing with a serious threat.
How long ago did he go in there? Okay. Okay.
Hey!
Hey, what's going on with this guy?
I don't know. He came in here.
Hey, can you hold this door open?
Yes,
More police
please.
are coming.
1393.
Go ahead.
There's no answer at the call of business.
Hold that door open. Hold that door open. 10-4.
He went that way.
Units didn't come in. Can you step it up?
Inconvenience.
Hey! Hey, drop the taser. Drop the taser. Or drop it. Drop it. Drop it. On the ground. Get back! Hey, drop. Hey. Hey. Step it up. Hey, drop the chainsaw. One at taser point.
Oh my God.
Hey, drop it. I got one at taser point. Step it up. We'll be in the front lobby. Drop it.
Subject in the front lobby.
You want me to leave? Yes.
Step it up.
I'm not leaving here without my lady. Where is she?
Step it up.
Where's my...
Drop it.
Dude, I just want my wife, man. I just want... Listen, man. I don't want to...
Taser up one. Hey. Hey, right here. He's right here.
Come on.
Get him out.
Come here. He's on the other side. Oh, shit.
Shots fired!
Attention all outreach units. We're going to St. Charles.
Drop it! Get him over.
North Avenue, St. Charles. Attention all
Get him over.
special attention St. Charles units. Tripod dispatching a shots fired at 975 Northwest Avenue. We're going to St. Charles. Responding to acknowledgement ETA.
We got that. Come on. Watch out, move your... Hey, get out of here. Come on, buddy. Come here. Gotcha. Roll medics.
That sounds like a major mess. Waist-deep water in the subway station is next-level chaos. It's wild that people were even wading through it instead of just turning around. NYC's subway flooding during storms isn't exactly new, but this sounds extreme.
In your experience, have you seen flooding to that extent before, waist-deep water?
Waist-deep is unusual.
It raises a big question. Should the MTA invest in expensive flood prevention or just deal with the cleanups when they happen?
That's what people are putting on waiters. They should have closed the stations.
3-inch-per-hour rains overwhelmed the subway pumps, filling up some stations like jugs of water.
Given how often these storms hit, you'd think they'd prioritize better drainage and flood barriers. But then again, budget constraints always come into play.
It'd be worth spending the millions of dollars in infrastructure improvements to deal with these rare flooding events.
Absolutely not. Because the cost of repair would be much less than the cost of investment, and the subway needs so much other investment.
Back in 2015, this video was uploaded to YouTube and quickly became known as the Russian Bigfoot video. But aside from that title, not much else is known about it. From what we can gather, a father and son were out in the Russian wilderness, seemingly tracking something to catch it on camera. And judging by how it moves, there's no way this is a bear. What most people agree on, though, is that this might be some of the best footage of a possible Bigfoot ever caught on camera. Now I've done my best to isolate the audio and translate it, but as always, let me know what you think.
Короче, опять на нас натёрная. Затни, если что, на YouTube выложим. Вон, смотри, сюда. Блин, ты сюда. Я боюсь. Вон, смотри. А у ветки не шевелится, мама. Я ничего не... О, вон, перебегается. Чучело. Смотри, ветки шатаются. Смотри. О, побежал. Я заснял его. Испугать его, пошли. Я заснял. Смотри. Ё-моё. Вот это килограмм 200 весит. Угу. Видел, как он своими лапами машет? Смотри, вон. 2 метра рост. Ё. Я боюсь. Надо отдать эту съемку в НТВ. Чрезвычайное положение. Всё. Пошли за ним.
Of course, it wouldn't be Bigfoot footage if it wasn't a little blurry, but even with a low quality, you can still make out some wild details, like how fast it's moving, how long its arms are, and the way it seems to use them while running. Now, to be fair, there are plenty of analysis videos out there that break this down way better than I ever could, but after slowing down and stabilizing this last clip, you can really start to grasp just how massive this creature is up close. A heated showdown erupts when a woman catches her boyfriend cheating. The tension keeps rising and it feels like things could spiral out of control at any moment.
Monte? Send it to Lily. Keep telling he loves. Who's Lily? Who's Lily? No, he told me. Monte, who's Lily? And Lily's okay. I'm good that you're sticking dick in Lily, but why you telling Lily you love her? I'm not mad because I'm getting but why you telling bitches you love them though? You love that You just told me you only met that bitch for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You hear this? Don't let him whisper that. 2 weeks. Can I get a mic? Can I get a mic in this? You don't need a mic.
A 21-year-old man named Gerben from the Dutch town of Neuilly found himself in a total nightmare after buying 75 kilograms of fireworks in Germany, which should have been a simple drive home, turned into pure chaos. Just a few miles from home, he lit a cigarette and tried to flick it out the window, but thanks to an unlucky gust of wind, it blew right back inside, setting his black Volvo V7 on fire. Footage shows thick black smoke pouring into the sky as colorful flares explode in every direction. Luckily, Gerben made it out alive, but you can bet he won't be lighting up in a car again anytime soon. Heathrow shutting down is a massive disruption, a fire causing a power outage at one of the world's busiest airports that's bound to cause chaos for travelers. Between drugs, alcohol, and mental illness, it's sadly pretty common to get threatened on the subway. For some reason, this guy is sprinting down the platform, making aggressive gestures at everyone, especially the door. Now he doesn't actually attack anyone, but with how erratic he's acting, it's easy to see why people would feel on edge. It's a real shame that mental health and addiction treatment aren't more accessible in the US these days, because situations like this can escalate fast. A jaw-dropping moment was caught on camera at a phone repair shop, and after hitting social media on October 28th, it quickly blew up with views and comments, many people calling it downright terrifying. In the video, a technician takes apart a phone and sets its swollen battery aside, but out of nowhere, the device suddenly bursts into flames. The fire shoots up nearly half a meter straight toward the repair tech's face. Thankfully, he got away with just minor burns around his mouth and no serious injuries. Some think the explosion was caused by a faulty battery, while others blame an internal short circuit. What do you think happened here? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The quiet moment outside a home takes a sudden turn as chaos erupts. A father springs into action, rushing to protect his son and his belongings. The situation escalates fast, and just as quickly, it comes to an abrupt and unsettling end.
Hey, the car, my son. My son. Okay. Police, fine. Can I get the car? Can I get the car? Bring the car out. Tommy, get back to the house! Tommy!
Playgrounds are where millions of kids around the world make some of their best childhood memories, playing games, laughing with friends, and just having fun. You don't usually think of them as haunted places, but that's exactly what seems to be happening in this first video we're looking at today. This eerie clip was posted to TikTok in January 2025 by a woman named Nadia. She was sitting in her car, filming a playground in the distance when she noticed something seriously strange. Take a look for yourself. In the footage, a large swing is moving forcefully, swinging side to side like someone or something is on it. Here's the weird part. The trees around it are completely still, with no sign of wind. And even stranger, the other swing isn't moving at all. So if it's not the wind, what is it? Could a ghostly presence be hanging around this playground, just having fun, even in the afterlife? If that's the case, let's just hope that's all it's here for. No matter where you live, it seems like subways and intoxicated people just go together. In this case, a woman either drunk or on something decides the best spot to lie down is right in the middle of the subway doors. Obviously, this is a huge problem for everyone else, since she's stopping the train from moving. Close those doors, close those doors.
Right here.
Then out of nowhere, someone steps in. After calling the woman over, they quickly drag her away from the doors.
Close those doors! Close those doors!
The whole thing is actually pretty hilarious, especially at the end when the woman struts after them, full of attitude like she's got a point to prove. A TikTok user known as KittyK38 Backup posted a video showing home security footage that seems totally normal at first. The clip, apparently filmed in the middle of the day, captures a quiet moment while the uploader was outside in their garden, but it doesn't take long for things to take a seriously creepy turn.
Hun? Bud!
In the footage, a chair with 2 dolls on it suddenly tilts back onto its rear legs and just stays there, perfectly balanced. No one's around, nothing's touching it, yet it refuses to fall. When the man in the video walks back into the room, his reaction says it all. He's clearly shocked by what he's seeing. At first, you might think it's a rocking chair, but after watching it again, it's obvious. It's not. There's no reason it should be lifting up like that. Unfortunately, there's not much more info on this clip, but that doesn't make it any less unsettling. And if you didn't have a fear of dolls before watching this, well, you probably do now. In a quiet parking lot, a white van sat unnoticed until its doors suddenly burst open. Within seconds, officers swarmed in, seizing 3 suspects. These men were key players in an illegal arms trafficking ring. On February 27, 2024 in Kurgan, Russia, the FSB launched a major operation to take them down. What they found was shocking. Authorities confiscated a full arsenal, 15 machine guns, 10 pistols, a rifle, and an extra machine gun. Along with that, they recovered over 100 weapon parts, 9 explosive devices, 3.5 kilos of explosives, and extremist literature. But that wasn't all. A secret lab and workshop used for making and modifying weapons were also shut down, dismantling a very dangerous operation. You really wish you could hear what's being said here. 2 NYPD officers are confronting a woman for smoking an e-cigarette on the subway platform. Seems like a pretty victimless crime, right? But for whatever reason, the argument just keeps escalating. At one point, an officer lightly pushes her back with his hand, and that's when things take a turn. She immediately starts stomping her feet and tries to walk away, which of course only gets her arrested. Honestly, there was probably an easier way to handle this, but some people just insist on making things harder for themselves. 2 women from a residential area in Vivek Vihar, East Delhi, were recently arrested after going on a reckless rampage, threatening an elderly man, crashing into the premises, injuring people, and causing serious property damage. CCTV footage captured one of them driving completely out of control, hitting multiple people, including police officers, and smashing into several vehicles. Furious residents weren't about to let it slide, chasing after her, some even armed with sticks. Sadly, incidents like this are becoming more common worldwide. The complete disregard for safety, both their own and everyone else's, is seriously alarming. Strange shapes appear in the sky, moving in ways that just don't make sense. A man pulls out his camera and captures everything, but what he sees raises questions that no one is ready to answer.
What is there? I'm in the ghetto. I'm in the ghetto. That's my street. What is there? Dude.
say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention, when questioned, something today trial in court. Anything you do say may be given as evidence. What road are we on? Birmingham Road. 426, priority. Birmingham Road, I think we've got the offender.
It's not murder.
Yes, we've got a male here, he's presented himself to us. Can we just get another unit down here, please?
That's an absolutely chilling case. The fact that he had such detailed plans and was actually on his way to commit a school shooting makes it terrifying to think about what could have happened if he hadn't been caught. A 49-year sentence means he could still get out later in life, which is controversial considering the severity of his crimes. Did the judge give any reasoning for not handing down a full life sentence? And how did the families of the victims react? If you're thinking of covering this in a video, there's a lot to unpack. His background, what led him down this dark path, and whether the justice system got it right. Over on TikTok, a user named Rexy uploaded a video showing footage from a security camera that was recording overnight in an undisclosed location. At first, there's nothing unusual, just a regular surveillance clip. But then Rexy zooms in on something in the corner, and that's when things get creepy.
Telah ini dek validasi saya. Apakah ada yang aneh?
Takjub ya?
Ya. Ding 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 ding.
Sigma boy.
Iya. Jam 23.41.
Kalau fotonya kayak Messi ya.
Medani toh. Iso nyuwata ya raine.
Once fully zoomed in, you can clearly make out what looks like a pocong, a ghost from Indonesian and Malaysian folklore. According to legend, a pocong is the trapped soul of someone whose burial shroud was never properly untied, wrapped completely in white cloth with a pale, sometimes decayed face peeking through. It's said to either hop or float due to its bound form. These spirits are usually spotted in graveyards or along desolate roads, appearing out of nowhere to haunt or startle the living. Some believe they're seeking help to be freed, while others claim they're purely malevolent. And honestly, whatever this thing is, it looks just like the legends describe. But of course, we can only speculate on whether the footage is real. So what do you guys think? Is this really a pocong, or could it be something else entirely? Either way, let's just hope Rexy never has to deal with it again. A lot of you guys have been here for a while, and by now I'd assume there aren't many clips that can still leave you completely baffled. Well, this one definitely will.
Holy hell! Oh my god!
Seriously, is saving a few minutes really worth wrecking your truck, losing your cargo, and possibly your life, along with who knows how many others? Just wait for the train to pass. It's not that difficult. And what makes this even more embarrassing? This dude crashed before the train even hit him. Like, come on, man. Alright, so check this out. April 9th, 2024 Athens, Georgia, officers roll up to an elementary school over some straight-up road rage drama. An Uber Eats driver and some guy picking up his girlfriend's kid went from yelling at each other to one of them flashing a weapon. Cops pull up and Sergeant Cook starts questioning the Uber driver. Dude's rattled, says some guy was tailgating him, then pulled up next to him, rolled down his window, and straight up threatened to end him while showing off a silver 9mm.
This guy pulled up beside me. Well, he was pushing me from behind. He pulled up beside me and he pulled out a gun and he said, "I will kill you." And he showed me the gun.
Okay.
He showed me the gun. And then I said, "You can't do that. I mean, are you gonna?" I mean, because obviously I didn't think he was gonna. You know, I thought he was driving on ahead. He was just trying to show it. But this is it disturbed me that he was coming this way, and I followed him up here.
Where did that take place at?
The corner of Lexington and Cherokee.
Okay. Was your window down? His window down?
Yes.
Okay, so you heard him say, "I'm going."
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
He rolled his window down to say that.
You followed him. Did you see him throw anything out the window?
No, but he did a lot of things through Lowe's. He turned into Lowe's, so we weren't quite at the light, I guess. And he turned in.
The officer asks if he saw the guy ditch anything out of the car, but the Uber driver just says the dude drove erratically through a Lowe's parking lot before heading to school. Now here's where it gets interesting. Cops already had this guy on their radar. Turns out, just 2 weeks before, another woman reported him in the same truck, same tags, same road rage vibes. Only difference? That time, he just laid the weapon on his dashboard, no threats. Fast forward, officers track the suspect down at his house. They get him out of the car, hands behind his back, and start asking questions. Dude denies everything. Says he doesn't even own a gun, but then his so-called fiancée slips up.
Keep coming back. Is there anybody else in the vehicle? No? No. Okay, keep coming back. Is the firearm in your possession?
I don't have a firearm.
Are you aware why we are out with you?
Yes, a person threatened my life. Said he was going to kill. He asked me if he wanted me to kill him. He wanted him to kill me. Were his exact words. And I tried to run away from him. Then when I countered him again, he threatened me in front of several witnesses.
Okay, where are the witnesses at?
They're at the school.
Okay. All right. You wait with him. I'm going to check the truck. Do you have your wallet on you? Don't reach for it.
No, it's in my vehicle.
All right.
I can give you my name, driver's license number.
Okay. So I just did a quick scan over the vehicle. I didn't dig in the vehicle or anything, but you don't have a firearm in that vehicle.
No, sir. Okay.
So why is this person saying that you have a firearm and you presented it to them?
He cut me off. When I was turning the turning lane, turning left on the Cherokee, he pulled up beside me. He rolled his window down and he said, "Are you trying to kill me?" And I was like, "No, you cut me off." He goes, "I could kill you right now." I rolled my window back up, and as I came to pick up my son, he followed me into the parking lot. And I walked up to him and I said, "Man, what is your problem? I'm just here to get my son. I want to be left alone. I'm sorry if I cut you off. I'm sorry for anything that I've done. I have no idea who this person is." That's when he starts threatening. At that point, he says, "Ooh, you know, I could, come back to my vehicle right now. I'm going to mess you up." I'm like, wait, I don't understand what's going on. I understand he was mad, but for him to say that I threatened him with a firearm and then to follow me to my son's school and then threaten me, I don't understand.
So I know you have a firearm. I don't know where it's at. I simply know this because they have described the firearm in detail, and you have a prior incident where someone has claimed that you pulled a firearm on them.
Me?
Yes.
Who?
It's somebody from the past. Where's the gun at, man?
That's not true. I know that's not true because I just had a background check pulled on me, and nowhere on my record does it say that. But I haven't ever even been charged with something like that because I've never owned a firearm.
Right, that's why it wouldn't be on your background record.
Don't own a firearm. My fiancée does not own a firearm.
There's not a firearm in the truck?
No, sir.
Not a firearm on your person?
No, sir.
You didn't throw a firearm on the side of the road while you were driving away from the scene?
No, sir, I did not.
Okay.
Good afternoon. So you're Jennifer, I take it? Yes. Jennifer, what's your last name, ma'am? Okay. So the reason we're out here today, we're investigating a potential road rage incident that just occurred out on the roadway. Okay, someone gave you information of this vehicle and we're looking into things. Can I ask you a couple questions real quick that can maybe help us figure things out, straighten some stuff out? This is your fiance, is that my understanding?
Yeah, he's my boyfriend, yeah.
Your boyfriend? Okay. Does he own any firearms?
He does own a firearm.
He does own one. Do you know where he normally keeps it or has it?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Now officers know somebody is lying. The Uber driver gave a detailed description of the weapon, a black firearm with a silver slide. That's not the kind of thing you just guess. The suspect sticks to his story, saying he was just trying to pick up his son and some random dude started harassing him. Meanwhile, the cops find a loaded magazine in his car, but no gun. So what does that mean? Either he stashed it somewhere or, like the officer points out, he tossed it out the window while driving away. And if a kid finds it, that's on him.
So there's a magazine right there. Say I had a gun, I was waving a gun at him, describing a gun that I was waving. I don't own a gun. Do you own a gun? Exactly. Does he own any firearms?
He does own a firearm.
He does own one. Which means it's either here or he tossed it on the side of the road knowing that something was happening.
It's very possible you could have tossed it when we flipped around on him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. Sitting on the floor of the center console.
Don't have a firearm.
Nah, but we've got a dog right here who can sniff stuff out.
You need this for a firearm, don't you? Where's it at?
Can I speak with my lawyer?
At this point, the cops know they've got a problem guy on their hands, a history of pulling his weapon in road rage incidents, a girlfriend who just exposed his lie, and a missing weapon that could land him in serious trouble. Safe to say, dude's about to take a trip to the pokey. Someone films from a nearby high-rise as thick black smoke builds up, way too close for comfort. Take a look.
Não, isso é a pressão, vai saindo. Eu tenho que sair.
A massive fire has completely taken over a paper mill, with explosions booming from inside the facility. The smoke has already shot up over 100 feet and keeps spreading fast. Looking at the size of this fire, it's clear this won't be under control anytime soon. Paper mills are basically a disaster waiting to happen when it comes to fire hazards. The biggest culprit? Paper dust. Fine, dry, and highly flammable. If enough of it builds up, one tiny spark from a machine, or even static electricity, can set off a full-blown explosion. Then there's the machinery itself. Bearings and rollers running at high speeds can overheat, and if they spark near loose paper or dust, boom, fire spreads instantly. Add in the chemicals used in processing and massive rolls of paper stacked everywhere, and it only takes a few minutes for a small flame to turn into a raging inferno. A woman named Salsa Ann posted a TikTok video on March 28, 2022, claiming she had been hearing strange noises in her house. Despite being home alone with just her dog, determined to prove she wasn't imagining things, she grabbed her phone and started investigating different rooms. At first, everything seemed normal, but then things took a terrifying turn. As she spoke, she panned her camera around the room, reassuring herself that no one else was there.
Okay, so I have been trying to catch this on video for at least 2 weeks now. I have been seeing things move. Everybody thinks I'm nuts. I know what I saw. There's nobody here. My doggy. Okay. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Okay. Oh my god, I'm sure I told you. Okay.
A drawer slid open all by itself. Salsa kept recording, fixated on the mysterious drawer. She was scared but determined to capture whatever was happening. Then, just when she thought things couldn't get any worse,
I'm not crazy.
drawer moved again. Since posting the video, Salsa hasn't provided any updates. We can only hope that means whatever or whoever was in her house has moved on. Let's just hope that if this was some kind of spirit, it doesn't decide to make a comeback. This footage comes from Turkey, recorded on February 6, 2023, the day a devastating earthquake shook the country.
الزلزال الثاني يا الله يا رب أوه يا رب يا الله هذا الزلزال الثاني الله
Lan içeri geç içeri. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah ve eşhedü enne Muhammed abduhu ve resulullah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Ve eşhedü enne Muhammed abduhu ve resulullah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en
The first video captures one of the most shocking building collapses I've ever seen. The structure looked solid. There was no sign that anything was wrong, and yet in a matter of seconds, it crumbled like sand. It's terrifying to think how fast everything can change. The second perspective was filmed in a way that almost makes you feel like you were there. Watching it unfold from that angle really puts things into perspective. And honestly, that's what makes it even more unsettling. A family is out on their driveway enjoying a carefree summer afternoon, completely unaware of what's silently approaching behind them. Watch closely.
Yesterday all you cared about was that white Oh my god. How do I shut this?
In the background, a massive black bear strolls into view just feet away from the women and children. It moves calmly, showing no signs of aggression, but it's way too close for comfort. Eventually, one of the kids spots it and immediately sounds the alarm. Panic sets in. The adults rush to gather the children and scramble inside as quickly as possible. The bear, it pauses, watching the sudden commotion before casually continuing on its way. A heart-stopping moment that could have ended very differently.
Out on yet another adventure, and last time we were out I caught some footage that quite frankly has me a little spooked, and I haven't quite decided if I want to show it yet.
In a chilling departure from their usual adventure-filled content, the YouTuber channel Voyager Overland captured something truly unsettling during a camping trip to Ruby Falls in the Alberta Rockies. The viral footage, recorded under the cover at night, reveals something eerie.
For a while now I've been putting out a trail cam at night, hoping to catch some wildlife around camp while we're sleeping, and with my granddaughter who just loves wildlife. How cool could it be if I could show her some night pictures of what's walking around at night while we're sleeping? Now I must admit I haven't had any luck so far. I've put out the camera many times and never captured any footage. But tonight was different.
According to the uploader, a mysterious figure was seen lurking around their jeeps while the campers slept, completely unnoticed by their grandchildren. But the real shock comes when the figure notices the camera and starts moving closer. The unnerving close-up left viewers shaking. The uploader later admitted that this terrifying experience has made them rethink camping altogether. Unlike their usual scenic overland expeditions, this disturbing video has captivated and unnerved thousands, sparking heated debates about what really lurks in the wilderness after dark. What starts as a chilling car stunt quickly takes a dangerous turn. What was supposed to be a creative gender reveal suddenly spirals out of control, turning excitement into chaos. At first, the crowd cheers as the car spins in place, releasing clouds of blue or pink smoke. But within seconds, the celebration takes a dark turn. The tires catch too much friction and flames erupt from beneath the vehicle. Panic spreads like wildfire as onlookers realize the situation is no longer just a stunt. Some people rush forward, while others scramble backward, unsure whether to help or run for safety. The driver bails out just in time, but the flaming car rolls dangerously close to the crowd, adding to the chaos. What was meant to be a joyful moment has now become a viral disaster, a stark reminder that some stunts are just not worth the risk. The Trevette Clinic in Hampton, North Carolina is a place where history and the paranormal seem to collide. Originally built in 1932 as a hospital, the clinic later transformed into a nursing home, a detox center, and even a private residence. But throughout its many phases, one thing remained constant: death. The sheer number of lives lost within its walls has left behind an unsettling presence, making it one of the most haunted locations in the state. Paranormal investigators, including the YouTube channel Paranormal Quest, recently set out to uncover the truth behind the legends. Their findings? Terrifying. During their exploration of the basement, an area once used to house psychiatric patients, they conducted an SD session, a technique that supposedly allows spirit to communicate through white noise. What they captured was chilling. Voices, whispers, and even shadowy figures seemed to confirm the rumors surrounding the clinic.
The K2 meter. Whoa. REM pod, temperature change. Hello? If you touch that thing, it'll make the lights on it turn on.
To make matters worse, their ghost tube seer session generated eerie images linked to the building's dark history.
Perhaps in this area over here, unfortunately, some of you were chained to a wall back here. If that's true, could you show up on my camera here? Just stand right over there.
Far away.
Okay, that is really weird timing. Thank you. Thank you. I thought I heard a man say leave. A deep man's voice said something about kids.
It looks like a very distraught man.
Okay.
Sitting down, and it looks like a very man with more importance, I guess.
Like menacing?
So, yeah, with his arm around this person, and he's got a very creepy look on his face. Could be a doctor and a patient, but I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Some visitors claim to have seen a figure peering from an upstairs window, while others report phantom footsteps and disembodied voices echoing through the halls. Though skeptics may dismiss these claims, the undeniable atmosphere of the Trevette Clinic leaves even the most hardened non-believers with goosebumps. If you ever find yourself in North Carolina and are brave enough, this haunted landmark might just give you a brush with a supernatural you'll never forget. That is pure nightmare fuel right there. Imagine you're out on the calm waters in New Zealand, just enjoying a peaceful day of kayak fishing, and then boom, you turn around and realize you've got an unexpected guest, a massive great white shark.
Cutting the live bait off.
This, I'm out of here.
Oh mate, get out of the rudder. Holy shit. Oh mate, get out of the rudder. Holy shit.
Me, there's a huge great white behind me. Me. He's following me. He's still behind me. He's going at my rudder. Me. He's following me. He's still here. He's still behind me.
just following me. If I get eaten, it's not going to be much fun. He's still right on my tail. He's following my rudder. Please don't attack me, bro. How do I get him to leave me alone?
That's exactly what happened to Matthew John Patrick Wells, who captured the entire nerve-wracking encounter on his YouTube channel, Nomadic Kayak Fishing. It all started when Matthew notices something big moving through the water. At first, it's just a dorsal fin slicing through the surface. Then the unmistakable tail swirls of a great white. Panic kicks in. Realizing the shark might be attracted to his bait, Matthew quickly cuts his fishing line and starts paddling hard. But this shark, it's got other plans. No matter what he does, it stays locked onto him, trailing his kayak just a few feet away. Desperate to shake it off, Matthew even tries throwing a water bottle into the distance, hoping to distract it. No luck.
I don't know where he's gone, but I don't want to be anywhere near him. I'm going in. Oh my god. This. That was one of the scariest things I've ever seen. I'm so out of here, man. That. Tangaroa, if you can hear this, please keep me safe, keep me well, and keep that shark from me. Tangaroa Namahi. This. Te moana, te Tangaroa, please keep me safe, keep me well, and get me home. Holy shit.
With adrenaline pumping, he loses sight of the shark for a moment and breathes a sigh of relief until he turns and sees it still there, still following him. That's when the fear really kicks in, and Matthew begins praying to Tangaroa, the Maori god of the ocean, asking for protection and a safe return to land. And honestly, who could blame him? Being stalked by one of the ocean's top predators? In a tiny kayak, miles away from safety? That's a definition of terrifying. Luckily, Matthew made it out unharmed, but this video is a bone-chilling reminder of just how unpredictable and powerful the ocean really is. It all started with a simple argument in a driveway on Fanwood Court in Palm Coast. A group inside a car got into a heated exchange with two people standing outside. Things took a dark turn when a 16-year-old pulled out a gun and pointed it straight at the driver's forehead. Meanwhile, 19-year-old Donovan McKelvin kicked the car hard enough to dent the driver's door. When deputies arrived, both sides had pretty similar stories, except for one big detail: the weapon. The teen and his mother, who had been inside the house at the time, claimed it was just a BB gun, but everyone inside the car swore there was no sign of the orange tip that usually marks a BB gun. As far as they were concerned, it was a real deal. After sorting through the accounts, deputies arrested the teen for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, while McKelvin was taken in for criminal mischief, having caused more than $1,000 in damage to the car. McKelvin later posted a $2,500 bond, but the teen was placed in the custody of the Florida Department of Juvenile Justice. Later that day, detectives got a search warrant for the house, hoping to track down the gun used in the confrontation. What they found was much worse than they expected. Sitting right on top of a stack of DVDs in the living room was a loaded Smith & Wesson, completely unsecured and within easy reach of 4 young children living in the home. And that was just the beginning. Inside, the house was in horrific condition. Trash and rotting food scattered everywhere, toilets overflowing with waste, and an infestation of fleas, roaches, and spiders. There wasn't even running water. On top of that, deputies found bags with drug residue, drug paraphernalia, and unsecured prescription medication scattered throughout the house, including in the garage and bedrooms. The homeowner, Amanda Gaisford, was arrested on 4 counts of child neglect and taken to Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility, where she was being held on a $10,000 bond.
What am I going to jail for?
You're gonna go to jail on 4 counts, child abuse. Okay, and I'm gonna explain it.
I was cleaning last night. I literally was.
Well,
Can I get shoes at least?
We'll get everything for you.
We'll get everything, okay?
Delta 212 on. 212 on. Delta 212.
We're gonna have a whiskey on strong.
Here.
Should be 10:15.
Essentially 10-15.
All right, so what's going to happen? I'm going to take you to the jail. Four counts of felony child abuse, okay? One, as a mother, you're supposed to provide adequate
I was cleaning the house. You
adequate care for your children. I don't think you've met that level based on our observations yesterday. It's just the culmination of everything. I feel
literally
like you're
was.
kind
I
of culpable
promise.
and negligent.
No,
in
can
doing
you
that,
please
okay?
listen for me a minute?
Is there any shoes that you want or need?
Yeah, can you ask my niece and nephew to get me my flip flops?
Well, I don't want them to see this, okay? So,
Can
you
I
had a
use
bad day yesterday. I don't want to know about, okay?
I literally have a case manager and I literally have you on Alright,
well, I'm going up my observation, okay?
I'm being serious. Call Brian.
Can you get your mom's flip-flops real quick?
My investigation based on my observations yesterday, okay?
Call Leilani. Call Leilani. She literally
Just get the... Thank you.
Please. And then maybe you ought to just understand her. I'm being serious. Call Leilani.
I do believe you're going to want to improve your situation, and I hope you do.
I literally was. I actually was cleaning the day. I actually had.
Well, Amanda, we've been here several times, okay? It is never... You can say you're cleaning now, but I've never seen any improvement to this property. And it's basically a totality of his investigation and our investigation we conducted, okay? It's not because one day or any particular day or any particular thing.
Please, can you please get my cell phone so at least I can have it when I get out?
What started as a simple dispute in a driveway ended up exposing a much bigger problem: a loaded weapon in a house full of kids, drugs lying around, in a home barely fit to live in. It's no wonder law enforcement stepped in when they did. A man walks into a store just looking to buy a lighter. Simple enough, right? But the moment the cashier hands him a pink one, everything takes a turn for the worse. At first, it's just mild frustration, a bit of grumbling, maybe a sarcastic remark, but then that annoyance explodes into full-blown rage. He starts shouting, knocking things over, and causing a scene as if the color of the lighter was some sort of personal attack.
All right.
My boy.
Bro, bro, you on some shit, bro.
What?
What you give me a pink lighter for, bro? Take that shit back, bro.
Hey, yo, chill, bro. Hey, bro, Bro, what the all of this over a pink?
By the time it's over, the store looks like a tornado ripped through it, all over the color pink. Late one night, a woman named Sarah posted a TikTok video documenting a seriously creepy experience in her home. It all started when she was just relaxing on the couch watching TV like any normal evening, until a weird, unexplained musical sound started playing from another room. Confused and a little startled, she paused the TV and grabbed her phone to record. As soon as she hit record, the eerie music started again.
My daughter's been asleep for 2 hours. She's all the way over there. How is this standing up perfectly upright and turned on? She can't reach that. Hi, baby. And she's dead asleep when that thing just came on. There's no way.
As she walks into the room, she finds one of her child's toys standing upright and turned on all by itself. Later that night, Sarah tries to brush it off and records a casual video for a group chat. But mid-recording, something even worse happens.
Machine on every night at bedtime. I didn't turn it on tonight. For that thing to be on, like if I were to... What the fuck was that? Okay, my whole body. No. What is that?
A loud noise interrupts her sentence, cutting her off completely, but then gets worse. Out of nowhere, Sarah's heart monitor suddenly dies, completely drained of power, just like that. But here's the kicker. Viewers later spotted something even creepier in the footage. At the 39-second mark, a dark shadowy figure seems to be lurking behind the door. Some say it's just a trick of the light, maybe a piece of furniture, but others, they're convinced she's dealing with something supernatural. So what do you think? Is Sarah experiencing a legit paranormal encounter? Or is there some logical explanation behind all this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This guy was chilling in the sauna when he decided to cool off the hard way by jumping straight into the pool. Yikes.
Не здесь, не здесь, не здесь. Это какой-то туалет ты зашел. Не здесь. Вот здесь бассейн, ебаный, он коркой льда покрыт. Вот бассейн холодный. Ну я в него, я ебал прыгать. Ну и нахуй, я не хочу. Давай. Я все сказал. Это нас наебали. Это не холодный бассейн, это ледяной бассейн.
A group of Russians watching the whole thing couldn't help but crack a joke, asking if it was always this wild or if the sudden temperature shock unlocked something in him. Either way, that's one brutal way to cool down. A vintage 1964 Ford suddenly comes to life, rolling forward in a nearly almost deliberate motion. The crowd stands frozen, watching in disbelief as the unmanned car moves in an unsettling pattern. Before anyone can react, the situation escalates, leading to a jarring and unavoidable conclusion. The driver is out here swerving all over the road, crossing into oncoming traffic and smacking into random objects like she's in some kind of demolition derby. Naturally, someone calls the cops because, well, that's a disaster waiting to happen. Officers pull up and find the driver, and right away, something's off. She's got that dazed, slow motion kind of vibe, slurring, moving weird, just not all there. Classic signs of impairment. They start asking her questions, trying to figure out what's up. And at first she's somewhat cooperative, but then her whole attitude does a 180, like real quick. She goes from answering questions to full-on not having it with the cops. And then boom, officers spot a little surprise chilling on her seat, Xanax bars.
If you want to, I can show you my medical card.
Okay, that's a question.
Do you have a prescription for Xanax bars? No? Have you taken any? Alright, hang tight. Let me get some gloves because I believe they're sitting right there in the driver's seat.
For me, it pretty much stays simple to Tylenol and ibuprofen.
Now, if she had a prescription, this wouldn't be that big a deal. But then they ask, she straight up denies having one. That's when it really starts going downhill.
Do you hear me?
Okay, but if you were more respectful about it, if I'm just saying. All right, if we're all humans here, if you were more respectful about it, I'm just saying.
Where's your ID at? Is it in here?
Can I look for my wallet? Well, like, why are you looking for my wallet? No, the thing is, that's my property. You have no choice.
Actually, I do, because I found freaking Xanax bars on your driver's seat. If you want to explain something, explain those.
Girl, the fact that you're just looking through my stuff.
They were in plain view.
Yep.
That makes a difference.
Oh, were they in plain view?
Yeah, your butt was covered.
Okay.
Here, will you do me a favor and go sit on the bumper of that car over there?
What? Okay, I just want to know what I was doing in particular.
Okay, the reason you were pulled over, you were called in as a possible drunk driver, and from the people that were calling in said that you hit multiple things. I haven't been to the other side of your car or really inspected your car yet to verify that, but you were found here. She's getting out with you. You were called in as a drunk driver. Okay, upon contact, she's finding things that are illegal in your car. So this is kind of the development that we're going, okay? So for right now, while she's doing her job, we're going to give her some space and we're going to go sit at the front of that car, okay?
No, I understand.
Okay.
She gets agitated, uncooperative, making everything way harder than it needs to be. But let's be real, the real danger here wasn't just her attitude with the police, it's the fact that she was out there on the road, barely in control, putting every other driver at risk.
Ma'am, over here, please. I've asked you. You're right, it is your car. Did she say yes or no? I'm sorry, she started talking. Hey, I've asked you nicely. You asked me to be respectful, didn't you? Have I not been respectful with you? And you're not doing what I asked you. Okay, would you like to sit down on the grass over there?
Like, can I sit down in my car?
No, you cannot.
What if I just have, like, my hands up, everything?
No, you're not getting back in your car. You can sit on the grass over there, or we can sit in the back of this car here, whichever one you prefer. Okay?
Okay, but I feel like I should be able to, it's my right to, like, record anything that's happening in my life.
Everything's being recorded right here.
I know, but why can't I record it for myself?
You're not going back in that car.
But why can't I record?
You can request this recording.
You can come with me to my car. My phone is right on that seat. One of y'all can come with me to that seat to get my car, to let me videotape, because that is my human right. That is the bare minimum y'all can do, so I can go to my phone is right there. Look behind you. Like, yeah, do I need to get that thing?
No, I'm just curious. I'm talking to you briefly here. When I got here, I saw your demeanor, your actions, and all that stuff, okay? Now, when I talk to you even more, and I'm looking at some indicators right now, okay? I'm looking at your pupils, I'm looking at your eyes, and I think that you might be under the influence of some type of narcotic. Not alcohol, but I believe in narcotic. Okay? So based off of what I'm seeing so far, would you be willing to do a field sobriety test to dispel my suspicions that you're under the influence of any type of narcotic? You willing to do that? Okay. Do you have any injuries that I need to know about? Head injuries?
Like,
have you had any previous concussions?
Not that I medically seek attention for. Yes.
Spread your legs for me. Face the car. Spread your legs. Spread your legs.
I'm looking for harassment.
Spread your
harassment. Ooh, damn, girl. Fucking ugly shit.
Face down. I said face down. She's straight. She's good.
Can I touch my titties, bro?
It's all on camera.
Get off all my shit, bro. I mean, you guys are gonna steal my lavender?
You got her?
Yeah.
Come on. You want to try that?
Oh, you want to choke me the fuck out? Oh! Oh, you want to choke me out, girl? Do you want to choke me out, girl? Holy fuck! Oh, you really want to choke me out, girl? Bitch, I was not doing nothing to you. You want to choke me?
Luckily, nobody got hurt, but this easily could have ended way worse. I'm about to tell you something straight out of a dystopian nightmare, so brace yourself. The war in Ukraine has escalated to the point where civilians near the borders have installed drone warning systems in their cars. These systems alert drivers when drones are nearby, giving them a slim chance to react before it's too late. In this clip, you can see one of those warning systems kick in at the perfect moment, and for good reason. A drone launches a direct attack on a civilian vehicle. It's clear that at this stage, both sides have little regard for targeting civilians anymore. The number of videos surfacing with scenes like this is staggering. Thankfully, everyone in this car survived, but this is the brutal reality for those caught in the crossfire. The interdimensional NHA subreddit is a place where people freely discuss UFOs and non-human intelligence, and it's packed with fascinating content. But today we're looking at a video that stands out as one of the most intriguing to surface in a while. The footage, filmed in Denver, Colorado on January 11, 2025, captures a mysterious green light in the sky. And no, it's not the Northern Lights or anything explainable like that.
There it is, the light turned on. You see that? What the f, man? Watch, it's gonna start looking like it's dropping something out of it. That's f weird, man. What the f is it, bro? Oh, the light went out. The f, the light went out again. And it is super close.
The uploader could only watch in shock as a strange light moved slowly across the sky, occasionally blinking out and reappearing. One commenter claimed to have seen the same thing a decade ago in Denver, describing a green light illuminating a cloudy night, eerily similar to what's captured in this video. Another user shared an even more unsettling experience. Same cloaking mechanism. When it noticed me watching, it flashed a light directly at me for a few seconds, then just vanished. I could barely see the outline of whatever it was as it took off at an impossible speed. With multiple eyewitness accounts describing nearly identical encounters, want us to wonder, are we seeing the same unidentified aerial phenomenon, or is there another explanation? Whatever the case, this mystery only deepens, and the pieces of the puzzle are far from complete. In early October 2013, a shocking incident unfolded in Kiev's Pechursk district. Dashcam footage from a passing civilian's car captured the chaotic and brutal scene as it played out in real time. Two unmarked vehicles, one of them a Porsche Panamera, suddenly blocked another car in the middle of the road. Within moments, armed men emerged and opened fire on the trapped vehicle. The sound of gunfire echoed through the streets as bystanders watched in disbelief. In the middle of the chaos, a hostage inside the targeted car managed to escape, running for his life while the scene around him descended into absolute mayhem. The incident left onlookers stunned, with many questioning whether this was an organized hit, a police operation, or something even more sinister. A boy's horseback ride starts off as a joyful experience, but in an instant, everything takes a terrifying turn.
Look at Roshan. What you say, Roshan? Come on, June.
As the handler's grip loosens, the horse suddenly breaks into a wild run, leaving the boy clinging on for dear life. The once controlled ride spirals into chaos, with onlookers watching helplessly as the panicked horse gallops uncontrollably. What was meant to be a fun outing quickly becomes a heart-pounding ordeal no one saw coming. A TikTok user named Brendan, an avid bow hunter, found himself in a terrifying situation while out in the wilderness. To ensure he wasn't trespassing, he used an app called OnX to double-check the property lines. But just as he was confirming his location, he suddenly found himself staring down the barrel of a gun. A man, clearly paranoid and on edge, had his weapon trained right at him. You can hear the fear in Brendan's voice as he tries to de-escalate, but the situation spirals out of control faster than he can react.
Right now. But I just want to show you kind of why we're here. We pay good money to hunt this property. We've been hunting it for years.
You ain't been moving for years. I've been here 8 years.
Do you live on this property right here?
Sir, you're not listening to me. I'm not listening
I just want to talk to you. I'm sorry.
Put your phone down. Put your phone
You have an AR in front of me. I'm scared.
Fuck. Put your phone down.
Dude, I'm scared as right now.
Okay, well, it's going to be more scary. Put your phone down. Are you attacking me?
No, no, sir. No, sir. I'm hunting. I'm hunting with.
Drop your phone.
Oh my God.
Forced to comply, he drops his phone, but it keeps recording, capturing the tense exchange between them.
Sir, I'm bow hunting. I don't have any guns on me.
I don't give a f*** about that. I'm asking you to move. I'm asking you to look at me. You're on my property. You got to go. You're on my property, sir.
Okay,
Listen.
I'm packing up.
8 years. You've never been here. Listen,
Can I come out there so we can talk?
Come on out.
Okay.
Don't touch. No.
I just have to move my chair to get out there.
Walk over it.
Okay.
Walk over it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know who the f*** is on my property. Listen to me. Listen to me. That's fine. Listen to me. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You need to move down from here. You're on my property and you need to move down.
Okay, I understand.
That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
No harm. I don't know who the f*** you are. I don't know what you
Okay.
got. Listen.
I'm just trying to understand the property here.
Understand.
You live here?
Listen to me. I want you to move down from here.
Okay.
This is not the space.
Understood.
This is not the space.
Understood.
I'm children, and I'm reacting like that.
I completely understand. I understand.
That's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
The bows, shooting things, fly kites, shit like you. Couche. I'm asking you just not to be here.
Yes, sir.
You know what the f*** you want. Just not here. This is the wrong space for that.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
The only reason we're here.
Who's we? Is there someone else here on the property?
No one else is here on the property, but we have 4 people on this lease who pay for this hunting property. The reason that we have this blind here is because, according to our Onyx, who shows us the survey lines, this is the property that we're legally allowed to hunt. We have permission from him to access from his property from our cornfield right there.
Understood.
And the rule is you're allowed to bow hunt within 125 feet of a residential dwelling.
Yeah.
So,
well, they don't make the laws for me. I got young children here, and
Understood.
I'm reacting as a father. So, this is not the place for that. Go down behind his mother. This is just saying it. I understand the arrangement, but you're in the wrong place for this, my man. This is not it.
Understood.
This is not it. No disrespect to you. I understand what you got going on. I'm just simply saying this is not the space for it. Down 20 feet. Down 20 feet, if you would, please. If you would.
Yeah.
That's your cornfield?
Yes. Well, not our cornfield, but we lease it for hunting.
I understand. Yes. All right, so no problem. I wish you luck.
Oh, you okay?
I wish you luck, my friend. But I don't try bien. That you just can't be here, my man.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking.
All right.
All right?
All right. Can I get your name, sir?
No, you can't.
Okay.
This will make a difference who I am.
I understand. Out of respect, if I see you, I want to be able to communicate, you know?
I doubt we're going to run into each other again.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. I was just trying to be polite.
I understand you have that arrangement, but...
I was just trying to be polite. I didn't mean to.
Understood. I follow you on that.
As the armed man finally backs away, Brendan is left shaken and in disbelief at what just happened. Luckily, he was unharmed, but the experience served as a chilling reminder. Sometimes, the scariest thing you can encounter in the woods isn't a wild animal, it's another person. On February 21st, 2025, a woman named Amanda Marie shared a seemingly wholesome video on TikTok, one that quickly turned into something deeply unsettling. Amanda had been filming her young daughter as she sweetly whispered into her late grandmother's ear, a treasured keepsake of a child connecting with a loved one who had passed just a month prior. But what should have been a heartfelt moment took a terrifying turn. If you watch closely, you'll notice it. A dark, ghostly figure darting past the camera at lightning speed. Blink and you'd miss it entirely. Amanda herself didn't see it first. It wasn't until she sent the video to her husband that he urged her to look again. What she saw left her shaken. She described it as the most terrifying thing she's ever witnessed, and it's easy to see why. So what do you think? Was this just a trick of the light or something far more unexplainable? While Amanda hasn't shared any updates, we can only hope that whatever lurked in that moment hasn't made another appearance. Shocking body cam footage captures the arrest of a gang of masked robbers from Astrakhan who carried out a series of brutal attacks on unsuspecting victims. The gang's modus operandi was as ruthless as it was calculated. They lured 4 victims to isolated locations where they were viciously beaten with fists, feet, and bats. After robbing them of their phones and money, the violence escalated to a horrifying level. One victim was set on fire. Miraculously, they survived. Adding to the sheer brutality, the gang filmed their attacks and even shared the footage online, seemingly reveling in their crimes. But their time on the run didn't last long. The combined effort from the FSB and criminal security officers led to their capture, with the Russian National Guard carrying out the arrests. Now the men face serious consequences, 8 to 15 years behind bars, along with fines and further restrictions. Justice is finally catching up with them. Susan Payton was spending some relaxing time with her family when she and her husband noticed their infant suddenly become fixated on something unseen.
What am I doing?
What began as a look of amusement on the child's face quickly shifted to one of confusion, as if he were tracking something moving through the room. Just seconds later, a glowing orb silently drifted overhead, adding to the mystery. Even more eerie, the lyrics of a children's song playing in the background at that exact moment sang out, "Say bye-bye," right as the unseen presence seemed to pass by the toddler and leave the room. If you haven't seen The Substance, you might not recognize the creepy-looking person stuffed into a fancy New Year's Eve dress. But even if you don't know the movie, you can still appreciate how insanely detailed the costume is. People in the subway are definitely staring, probably wondering what kind of event they're headed to. The funniest part? There's a sign in the background that says, "Don't be someone's subway story." Yeah, a little too late for that. Concerts are supposed to be a blast, but not when they end up on this channel. A video from a concert shows a terrifying moment when the stage suddenly collapses, almost crushing a performer. The whole structure gives way out of nowhere, sending everything crashing down and throwing the crowd into panic. In the chaos that follows, people scramble to understand what just happened while emergency crews rush in to help. Situations like this in big crowds are especially dangerous because they can lead to mass panic, stampedes, and people getting trapped with no way out, sometimes with tragic results. On March 3, 2021, a TikTok user named Paranormal9886 posted bodycam footage that was later deleted by the police department, apparently because people were freaking out after seeing it. It all started as a routine traffic stop. A car pulled over to the side of the road and everything seemed normal until it wasn't. As the officer approached, it became clear something was seriously off. The vehicle seemed to be moving on its own with no driver in sight, but when he got closer, a hand was visible inside, yet no one was actually there.
Like somebody's in the car. I swear to God, I saw somebody in the car.
There were no signs of anyone escaping, and cops had been right behind the car the entire time. So, what was driving him? A ghost? Something not of this world?
This is
So, check this out. It's the middle of the night, like ridiculously early, around 3:50 a.m. on a Wednesday. Cops from the Northwest Division get a call about a commercial burglar alarm going off at a restaurant on Terminal Road. Someone also reported an open door, which is never a good sign. By 3:57 a.m., officers roll up and start doing their thing, checking the perimeter, looking for any signs of forced entry or, someone trying to make a quick escape. As they're scanning the back of the property, they suddenly spot a guy standing there holding a gun, not just holding it, pointing it right at them. At this point, the officers are shouting commands, telling the guy to drop the weapon and show his hands, but he's not complying. One of the officers, fearing for their life, fires a shot. Luckily or unluckily, depending on how you look at it, the bullet doesn't hit him, and that's when things take a twist, because as soon as the shot goes off, the guy finally listens and drops the weapon. Cops move in, take him into custody, and then they realize he's the actual owner of the restaurant. Yeah, let that sink in for a second.
Yo, show me your hands. Stop! Show me your... Drop the gun!
I'm the owner. I'm the owner. I'm the owner.
All right, come on with your hands up.
Yes, sir. Don't scare me, Kyle.
Get over here!
Come here with your hands up right now.
Yeah. Walk!
I'm the owner.
Keep walking!
Try to look.
Drop it! Drop the phone!
Yes,
Get your hands
Put the
up!
fucking phone down right now.
It's my wife. Wrong.
Get your hands up!
Yes, ma'am.
Walk backwards towards me! Walk backwards towards me! Keep walking! Keep walking! Keep walking! Go to your knees!
Turns out his business really was being broken into, but by some unknown suspect who was long gone by the time police arrived. No one got hurt and no arrests have been made yet, but the major case unit is on it, trying to track down whoever actually broke in. As for the officers involved, department policy kicked in, so both of them were placed on standard significant event leave, because let's be real, almost shooting an innocent business owner, that's definitely a we need to process this kind of situation. Heartbreaking footage from Surprise, Arizona shows a driver abandoning a malnourished dog in the desert, leaving the confused pup desperately chasing after the car. Thankfully, local resident Joanna Busen witnessed the cruel act and rushed to rescue the terrified dog. Authorities are now searching for the driver while the pup is finally receiving the care it deserves. TikTok user GloryChris7 was just minding their business on a regular bus ride when they spotted something, and let's just say it was weird enough to make them hit record. The clip blew up almost instantly, racking up thousands of comments as people scrambled to figure out what they were looking at. Theories range from the start of a full-blown zombie apocalypse to a hilarious nod to the horror thriller The Substance, with one commenter joking, "Suit and respect the balance." So, what's your take? In February 2025, at a hospital somewhere in Ukraine, a soldier was rushed in with a baffling illness. None of the doctors on staff could immediately figure out what was wrong. He was struggling to breathe, but nothing obvious pointed to a cause. Sensing something wasn't right, one of his fellow soldiers decided to start recording, documenting his worsening symptoms. At first, the man simply complained about the feeling of suffocation, but then, in the middle of the conversation, he casually mentioned something chilling. 4 months ago, he had been bitten by a stray cat. That was the moment everything clicked. The doctors realized they were dealing with just any illness. This was rabies, a virus that had been silently incubating inside him for months, mutating until it was too late to stop. The grim reality, by the time symptoms appear, rabies is almost always fatal. He was, for all intents and purposes, a walking dead man. The doctors could do little more than watch helplessly.
Лоточек сделай, лоточек. Я не могу глоточек. А чого? Боїшся чи що? Зроби глоточек. Ну? Що не говорить нічого, зараз настрой. Давай, настрой. Глоточек, не надо багато. Все, тихо, сядь.
Андрей.
Фамилия, имя, отчество.
Фортун Андрей Васильевич.
А?
Фортун Андрей Васильевич.
А?
Now here's where things get even more terrifying. Rabies doesn't just attack the body, it rewires the brain. One of its most notorious symptoms is hydrophobia, an intense fear of water. It's not just psychological, even attempting to drink can trigger excruciating throat spasms. Why? Because the virus builds up in the salivary glands and wants to spread through bites. It doesn't want its host to dilute or swallow it. That's likely exactly how this soldier got infected. There is, however, one last-ditch treatment, the Milwaukee Protocol. This experimental procedure puts rabies patients into medically induced coma, giving their body a fighting chance to produce antibodies before the virus completely destroys their nervous system. But here's the catch. It's only worked 10 times out of 70 attempts. And even for those rare survivors, recovery is brutal, often leaving them with permanent neurological damage. This is why rabies is considered the deadliest virus known to man. By the time you realize you have it, it's already too late. A funeral in the hood was supposed to be a time for mourning, but things took a wild turn real quick as grieving friends and family gathered, paying their final respects. One man, clearly there for all the wrong reasons, decided to record himself, cracking disrespectful jokes about the deceased.
No, say Big Ken ain't from the hood. They said, ooh, damn. They said Big Ken ain't the big homie. Y'all already know where I'm from, B. Look at this ugly B. Word of my mother, I won't smack this here.
But then, in a moment so outrageous it left everyone in shock, he did the unthinkable. He walked right up to the casket and smacked the dead man. What followed was pure chaos. The room erupted, people screaming, lunging at him, trying to get their hands on the guy who had just violated one of the biggest unspoken rules of respect.
Yeah. Say I won't smack this What's good? Who's phone is it? What's good? I don't feel safe. Call security. Call security. Who's phone?
A funeral is supposed to be sacred, but he turned it into an all-out disaster. What would drive someone to do something so reckless? Clout, a grudge, or just pure disrespect? Either way, one thing's for sure, he did not leave that funeral in one piece. Of course, if things don't go your way, you could always take a page out of this woman's book and completely trash the store. But hey, word of advice, dumping litter all over the floor might just make your situation a lot more slippery.
You gotta get out. What are you guys talking about? It's right there. Yeah, you gotta get out.
This is how you do your savior. You want to starve?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do
This is, I didn't let you starve. I didn't let you get hurt. I was there for you. Get off my land.
You are not Jesus Christ. That's
Get off my land.
Bro.
Get off my land. You don't have to be here. Get out of my city. Get out of my city. Get off my land.
Honestly, it's probably her mind that's slipping, judging by the way she's ranting. She's out here acting like she owns the place, ordering the workers to leave as if that's how things work. There's zero context for a meltdown, but let's be real. She's either struggling with something serious or completely zonked out in something strong. Either way, this is one wild scene. In Houston, Texas, a routine day at 32 Degrees barbershop turned into absolute chaos when an SUV came crashing straight through the building, injuring an 11-year-old and sending everyone inside into panic mode. As you will see in the video, just moments before impact, several people rushed toward the front door, not out of curiosity, but because a quick-thinking painter outside warned them that an out-of-control vehicle was heading straight for them. According to Fox San Antonio, the SUV had already collided with multiple buildings, including a church, and sideswiped other vehicles before ultimately plowing through the barber shop. The force of the crash was so intense that some patrons were shoved into a neighboring business, and the SUV didn't come to a stop until it had traveled 2 stores down. Eyewitnesses at the scene believe the driver may have suffered a medical emergency, as he was reportedly returning from dialysis treatment at the time of the crash. Despite the sheer destruction and the terrifying scene, no lives were lost, a miracle considering the circumstances. At first, it looked like just another case of a driver losing control, but this Milwaukee bus driver knew something was off. Back in November, MCTS driver LaTanya S. was making her usual rounds when a car suddenly veered across the road, hopped the sidewalk, and kept rolling until a tree finally stopped it. Without hesitation, LaTanya jumped off her bus and ran to check on the driver, proving once again that public servants like her go beyond just getting people from point A to B. In a bizarre and unsettling case, Gilbert police arrested 28-year-old Jesse Michael Johnson after he was caught crawling under SUVs while women vacuumed their cars at a local car wash. And believe it or not, this isn't his first time.
First thing I thought of is, what if those moms had kids? Sure enough, going through the video footage, I watched it happen. She was already in the process of calling the cops. No way he's coming back for a third time. He keeps walking back and forth and you'll see him do that. He's watching to see what she's doing. When we talk to her, she's in the back seat vacuuming her car on that driver's side, and he slips up underneath that front tire. He was out underneath the vehicle for about 5 to 6 minutes, I want to say, and then he slips out and goes to this back passenger tire and is like trying to fiddle with it, making it seem like he's there the entire time.
According to court records, Johnson had been arrested multiple times for similar behavior. Back in 2016, when he was just 20, he made headlines in Chicago for allegedly hiding under a woman's car just to touch her feet, his 4th offense that year alone.
Anytime we looked at him under the vehicle, he was just laying there watching them. I don't have any words, to be honest. I don't know what to say about it. It's crazy to me.
Fast forward to August 29, officers responded to 3 separate reports of a man lurking under vehicles at Superstar Car Wash near Riggs Road and Val Vista Drive. Turns out, Johnson's odd and creepy habit hasn't faded with time. On February 6, an insane crash took place in the Hazare area of Surat City, Gujarat, India, when a dump truck slammed into a bus. Nearly 30 people were injured. Video of the incident shows the truck speeding, hitting a motorcyclist, and then crashing directly into the bus. The impact shattered the windows and threw several passengers from the vehicle. Emergency responders rushed the injured to the hospital, and authorities are now investigating what caused the collision. In this short TikTok video, something creepy was captured. Observe. The wheelchair seems to roll forward without anyone touching it. No wind, no slope, no one nearby. Could it be a cleverly staged prank, or are we witnessing something truly unexplained? What do you think? Is there a rational explanation, or could this be a glimpse into something paranormal? The video starts off a little odd, but that cloud of smoke in the distance, it's a bad sign. You'll notice the people lying on the ground. Bad choice likely saved them. Watch closely. This happened in Tultepec, a small town in Mexico known for one thing, fireworks. That massive blast in the video came from a fireworks explosion. Reports say at least one person near the site died and 9 others were hurt. Details are still coming in, but it's another reminder how dangerous that kind of work can be. A group of people were ice fishing in Russia, taking in the frozen scenery when the peaceful moment was shattered. Without warning, a car came speeding across the ice, completely ignoring how risky the conditions were. Seconds later, the ice began to crack and shift under the vehicle's weight. On June 9, chaos erupted in Los Angeles as looters were caught on camera breaking into several stores, including an Adidas location. In footage captured by Brendan Gutenschweiger, the store's front door is seen being shattered, followed by a crowd rushing inside to grab merchandise. The scene adds to a growing list of recent thefts that have left retailers and authorities scrambling to respond. group of tourists were taking in the snowy slopes of a well-known volcano when the unexpected struck. What began as a peaceful outing quickly turned into a desperate scramble for safety.
Go! Now! Go!
On June 2nd, 2025, Mount Etna erupted without warning while tourists were still exploring its slopes. A massive column of ash, scalding gas, and volcanic debris suddenly blasted into the sky, sending visitors into a hurried retreat. Video from the scene shows crowds of people rushing downhill as the situation unfolded. One tour operator confirmed that 40 individuals were on the mountain at the time. Fortunately, no serious injuries occurred, but the event serves as a stark reminder of how quickly things can shift on an active volcano and how critical swift decisions are when danger strikes. Going for a peaceful kayak ride on a calm lake seems like the perfect way to unwind, but sometimes even the most serene settings can take a dark turn. On the morning of September 10, 2024, at about 7:45 a.m., two fishermen were out on the Little Tennessee River near Lake Emery in Macon County, North Carolina. The lake is known for its still waters spanning over 80 acres and has a popular public boat launch where locals often enjoy kayaking and canoeing. Everything seemed normal until they noticed something odd floating nearby. At first, it looked like an oil slick, maybe just fuel or some debris drifting along the surface, but as they got closer, it became clear this wasn't just pollution. What they had found was far more disturbing.
A human being?
Copy that.
Say again?
Copy. I think we got a dead body here. Yep, we do. Body. Oh my god, a dead body. I found a dead body. Body. Oh my god, a body. I gotta call the police. It's right there. God, a body.
One of the fishermen, Mark Wilkins, wasted no time calling 911, his voice shaky as he tried to describe what they'd stumbled upon. There, drifting in the water, was a lifeless body.
I am fishing on Lake Emery, and I have come across the dead.
We're out on Lake Emery.
I am putting at the boat ramp, and I was going down towards the discharge, the water station discharge, and I'm kind of in between the discharge and the boat ramp, heading down towards the dam.
Okay, are you in the water?
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at it.
At first, Mark didn't believe it could actually be real. He assumed it had to be a prop or some kind of sick prank, maybe something left over from a Halloween display. But as they moved in for a closer look, the horrifying truth set in. It wasn't a joke, it was a human being, and they were already gone.
I mean, it looks like a dead body. I mean, there's a hand sticking up, there's a rotted face. I don't know if it's some kind of stupid Halloween spooky thing, but I'm not touching it. So.
What was your name, sir?
My name is Mark Wilkins. It looks like it's been here for
5051 or 5005 your phone number?
Yes, sir. John, go up here and look at that. Tell me what you think. No, you can see his face. I mean, I thought it was like some kind of yard decoration or something, but I don't know, dude. That looks pretty dead to me.
That looks like a person.
Yeah, like it's been here for a minute. Oh my God, dear Lord, please rest that person's soul.
The body, which was later confirmed to be female, was pulled from the water soon after police and emergency crews reached the scene. Mark later shared a video on YouTube, not for attention, but to honor the woman and issue a heartfelt warning. He said his goal was to raise awareness and send his condolences to her family, even though her identity was still a mystery. The Franklin Police Department launched an investigation immediately, but from the start, it was clear they had more questions than answers. They didn't know who the woman was, how long she'd been in the water, or how she'd ended up there at all. There was no name, no clear cause of death, and no indication of why she might have been near the lake. No witnesses came forward, and no missing persons report matched her description. All that remained was a body found drifting in a quiet lake, one that suddenly felt a lot less peaceful.
I mean, I saw that hand sticking up, and I was just like, is that some kind of Halloween, like, spooky yard thing that ended up in here? Because it is small.
Yeah, it is.
But I looked at the face, dude. It's definitely a person. Hey, and there's shoes at the boat ramp, dude. There's just a pair of, like, little Crocs, not like a girl-sized Crocs just sitting there at the boat ramp. Weird.
Report of a girl missing.
Yeah, it was like a young, it's hard to tell by that face. It was like a young girl, but there's no way that would decay in that fast. I mean, I don't know how long they said she was missing in that little thing, but
Yeah, this looks like it's been there a minute.
yeah.
Thank you. I'll call you if I need it.
Okay. All right. Hey, don't forget to check that boat ramp, dude. Those little pairs of shoes. That's.
We got somebody.
Oh.
Deputy going down there now.
That's creepy as hell, dude.
After Mark's video was posted online, many viewers shared eerie comments, people saying they had felt uneasy near that same stretch of water or had seen strange things themselves. These stories have stirred speculation with the community, with some wondering if there's something more sinister going on at the lake. Others believe it may have simply been a tragic accident. One common theory suggests the woman may have gone kayaking alone, lost her balance, and drowned. But if that's the case, where is the kayak? And why hasn't anyone recognized her or reported her missing? As of now, no new details have been made public. The identity of the woman, how she ended up in the water, and what truly happened that day all remain a haunting mystery. Around 3 a.m. on Wednesday, April 23, 2025, 4 unidentified men walked into a convenience store in the 2500 block on North Freeway in Houston. At first, they pretended to be regular customers, casually browsing the aisles, but things quickly escalated. 3 of them suddenly pulled out handguns and aimed them at the clerk behind the counter, demanding cash from the registers. As the store employee reached for his own firearm, the suspects opened fire and ran out, shooting multiple times as they fled. All 4 men took off on foot, and investigators are still working to identify them. Drunk driving is never just reckless. It's dangerous and often ends in tragedy. In the early morning hours of March 27, 2015, a 25-year-old student lost consciousness behind the wheel on Interstate 805, creating a serious hazard on the road. Around 1:45 a.m., Amber Lane Morgan was found passed out in her car in San Diego, California. She was so intoxicated she couldn't even steer. A passing photojournalist named Paul Anderegg spotted her, tried to wake her up, but got no response. Realizing how serious the situation was, he immediately called 911 for help. They found the car sitting in the middle of the highway, completely still, with traffic rushing around it. Inside, the driver was slumped over, completely unconscious. It was a dangerous situation that could have ended much worse if help hadn't arrived when it did. When officers arrived, they found Amber Morgan unresponsive inside a locked car with the windows rolled up. As they tried to get her attention, the vehicle began rolling forward, an immediate danger on a busy highway. With no other option, Officer Flores smashed the passenger side window with his flashlight, quickly put the car in park, and pulled Morgan out to prevent a potential disaster.
I tried knocking, she's totally passed out. Her doors are locked on the driver's side. Come on out. Come on the car. Fire's got the right lane blocked. Come on. Up over here. All right? Have a seat. Sit down.
She had been driving a black Chrysler Sebring, which was left idling in the 3rd lane of northbound I-805, directly beneath the Claremont Mesa Boulevard overpass. The influence. After being removed from the vehicle, Morgan struggled to walk, a clear sign of intoxication. She was arrested and taken to jail on suspicion of DUI. On May 8, 2015, she pleaded not guilty to misdemeanor charges through her attorney. While the case didn't draw major headlines after that, it's likely it was handled with a plea deal, which is a common outcome for first-time offenders.
Talk about some medical information. Can you stop?
In California, a DUI conviction can lead to serious consequences. fines, a suspended license, court-ordered community service, and mandatory DUI education classes. At just 25 years old, this was Amber Morgan's first DUI offense. She was a student at San Diego State University with hopes of becoming a journalist. Thankfully, no one was injured that night, but that doesn't erase the very real danger she posed, not just to herself, but to everyone else on the road. Incidents like this are a stark reminder how one poor decision can have lasting consequences, especially for young adults just beginning their lives and careers. What starts as a peaceful moment by the beach quickly spirals into panic when an unexpected wave crashes in, catching a group of women off guard as they relax near the shoreline. What seemed like harmless fun instantly becomes a struggle against the power of the ocean. In a clip likely filmed in Myanmar, a sudden wave slams into a group of girls sitting too close to the water's edge. The impact knocks them over, and the strong pull of the receding tide begins dragging them toward the sea. The group scrambles to resist the current while bystanders rush in to help. Thankfully, everyone is pulled to safety. The incident is a sobering reminder how deceptively dangerous receding waves can be, especially on sloped shorelines, where the undertow builds enough force to sweep someone away in seconds. In Peru, a bus got trapped in the fast-moving floodwaters of the Chacama River, creating a tense and dangerous situation. Only 3 people were on board: the driver, his wife, and their son. They were on their way to deliver lunch to workers in Cortavio when the driver took a shortcut to save time. He didn't expect the rising water to become such a threat. The incident is a stark reminder how risky it can be to travel during severe weather, especially through areas known for flooding or landslides. It's one thing when a small structure collapses due to bad weather. You can understand that. But when something massive gets wiped out, it hits different. There is a real sense of danger when something big goes down fast.
Trôi cầu phao rồi. Trôi cầu phao rồi, trôi được. Ôi ôi, quá nguy hiểm này. Đứt dây rồi. Đứt cáp rồi. Ôi. Ôi. Ôi nhanh. Đứt dây rồi.
That's exactly what happened in Vietnam on the morning of June 11, 2025. A powerful flood ripped away an emergency bridge, sweeping it downriver while military personnel were right there trying to help. 2 people were actually on the bridge when it gave way, barely escaping a full-blown disaster. This ex-girlfriend went crazy on her former boyfriend's car with a bat, putting on her best Otani impression.
Hey, you don't do now. You don't do. I can't work. I'm recording you. I'm reviving you. Stop it. Stop it. I'm reviving you. Stop it. Why are you doing this now? Why are you doing this now?
You think she's ready for the majors?
Why somebody can't finish now? Now wow. What did the guy do himself?
Around 5 a.m. on June 1, 2025, what started as a quiet morning in East Hartford, Connecticut, took a tragic turn. A group of four, including 17-year-old Jackie Perry, had just finished eating at the AAA diner on Main Street. After spending some time there, they left without paying their $115 bill, a dine and dash incident. According to owner Mohammed Ahmed, this wasn't the first time something like this had happened, but this time, things escalated in an unexpected way. Police were alerted and later spotted the group getting into an Uber nearby. They stopped the car at the corner of Main Street and Orchard Street and calmly approached the group. Officers began speaking with Jackie Perry about the unpaid meal, and with no visible hostility, they prepared to pat him down as a precaution. What happened next would change everything.
I could give you the cash. He was saying no. They was paying cash out. I already paid him. I already gave him 50. Did you call him?
Yeah, no, I just talked to him. He said nobody gave him that.
He said nobody gave him no. Could you please go to the cameras?
I'm gonna go back and talk to him. I can't do it. Where did you give him? You said you gave him cash?
I gave him $50 already. The bill was $140. I already gave him my money. And I blessed him. And I told him I could give him the cash.
Okay, the bill is $140, not $50, so you have to give him $90 more.
I told him I can give him the money.
I'm trying to. I'm just telling you how it is. Okay.
I understand. That's your job, sir.
That is. So we have to figure this out. So we're gonna have to bring you back over there.
I understand.
Were you taking care of the whole bill yourself?
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Let's take him back over there. You can hang out, talk to this guy. All we want to do.
Yeah, I know it's one of those sisters. I'm gonna say, I don't get them.
Otherwise,
I know those girls. It's straight. I want to
ask the question. I don't want to. How old are they?
Oh, how old are the girls? They're 17.
So you guys are all young. You got fingerprinting and stuff. You got better things. Then you go back to your guy with me, Rusty, go on. Everything's good. You'll probably never be allowed to go back there again, but the food ain't that good, right? You know?
Jackie wanted to call his mother. It looked like things would get resolved peacefully until this transpired.
So you didn't do what you just did. You wouldn't have any contact.
No, I understand.
Good or bad, okay? I think this is actually going pretty good.
No, I'm just calling my mom. I'm outside. The police is here at East Hartford Police Station. Please, sir. Please. Right here.
Just throw your jacket, just your bag.
Hold on, can you just my mom?
I gotta pat you down real quick.
I'm not just waiting for my mom. I'm waiting for my mom.
I gotta pat you down here for my own safety right now. Cause I don't know if you got weapons on you.
I don't got no weapons.
I have to check for myself. I'm not gonna search you. I just gotta pat you down just to make sure you're safe.
Hold on, my mom. Please,
your mom has nothing to do with my safety right now. You know what I mean? So I gotta pat you down real quick. Put your bag down. Just hang out for me right here. All right? Put your. Don't move! 25-foot pursuit. Northbound Main. Bailey's Plaza. Left on Orchard. I heard a gunshot. Shots fired, shots fired.
Then without any warning, Jackie Perry suddenly bolted. Officers chased after him but quickly lost track of where he went. Just moments later, they heard a single gunshot. When they followed the sound, they found Perry lying behind a building at 1137 Main Street. He'd been shot in the leg, and next to him was a handgun later confirmed to have been stolen out of South Windsor. Perry was only 17, too young to legally carry a firearm in Connecticut, where the minimum age is 21. That raised troubling questions. How did he get the gun? Was he impaired? Did he shoot himself on purpose? Or was it a tragic accident? Paramedics rushed to the scene and got him to St. Francis Hospital as quickly as possible. Doctors tried to save him, but the bullet had hit the femoral artery and vein, two major blood vessels that are extremely difficult to repair even with fast medical help. Despite the emergency surgery, Perry died. The medical examiner confirmed the fatal gunshot and began looking into whether it was self-inflicted or unintentional. His death left a lot of people stunned. A teenager had lost his life, not because of violence or crime, but over an unpaid meal and a stolen gun. The restaurant's owner, Mohammed Ahmed, put it plainly, it should never have happened. Most dine-and-dash incidents end with someone paying the bill or facing a minor charge. Not this. One wrong move, one illegal weapon, and a single second of panic was all it took to turn a routine police stop into something irreversible. An urban explorer scales a towering radio mast, capturing breathtaking views from the top, but on his way back down, the situation nearly turns dangerous. In the video, he reaches for the access hatch, his only route to safety, only to find it stuck, perched on a small platform with nothing but sky around him. He wrestles with the latch, growing visibly anxious. For a few tense moments, it looks like he might be trapped hundreds of feet above ground. Fortunately, he manages to get it open. The clip serves as a stark warning. Climbing structures like these is never worth the risk unless you're trained and authorized. On March 30, a tanker truck carrying kerosene lost control on the Mumbai-Ahmedabad highway in Palghar, Maharashtra. The truck veered off a flyover and crashed into an intersection below. As it hit the ground, the vehicle burst into flames. Black kerosene quickly spilled across the road, spreading fire. Bystanders ran for safety as the chaos unfolded. An official investigation is now underway to determine what caused the crash. As someone who's scared of bees, this terrifies me. Watch this.
I know, I had trouble getting mine.
Oh, there we go. I got mine.
A truck carrying roughly 70,000 pounds of active beehives overturned near the Canadian border in Washington state, sending millions of honeybees swarming into the air. Authorities quickly cordoned off the area and warned the public to stay away from the chaotic scene. Several skilled beekeepers were called in to help safely recover as many bees as possible. According to the Whatcom County Sheriff's Office, the area would remain closed until the cleanup was finished. While transporting bees is routine in commercial pollination, accidents like this turn into far more than a traffic issue. They become full-blown insect emergencies. Trying to weld a gas tank without taking the right safety steps is asking for trouble. Before you strike a spark, every bit of leftover gas needs to be cleared. All flammable materials should be removed and proper safety equipment must be in place. One careless move is all it takes for things to go catastrophically wrong. This man's experiment is about to go horribly wrong. Take a look. What is it that kids say? F around and find out? A tense video captures passengers huddled inside a public bus as powerful winds roar outside. The sound grows louder by the second and people On the evening of September 12, 2024, a deputy in Leelanau County, Michigan, responded to a call about property damage. The caller reported that his ex-wife, 41-year-old Jessica Perkins, had been driving past his home multiple times that day. At one point, she pulled into his driveway and hit one of his fence posts. While he didn't want to press charges, he was concerned she might be under the influence. As the deputy spoke with him at the front door, Jessica drove past the house again. The deputy rushed back to his patrol car, turned on his emergency lights, and attempted to stop her. He pulled in front of her vehicle to block her path, and that's when things escalated.
What's going on today?
Not much. I was literally trying to get a hold of my ex-husband, and he was like, leave, so I left.
Well, when you pulled in there, you hit a pole or something like that. You remember doing that?
Yeah, I got the whole back of my car.
Okay, and where did you go after that?
I left and went to Veronica Valley.
Okay.
And sat there. I had to go to the bathroom, so.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, how much have you had to drink today?
We're not going to talk about that. I'm not going to tell you that.
Okay, well, where are you coming from?
Cleaning houses.
Cleaning houses?
Yeah, that's why there's...
Well, you're obviously under the influence of something.
I've been smoking a lot of weed.
Okay, is that what you got in the vape there?
That one's... No.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that right in front of you. I'm a
Okay.
fucking dumbass. Like, okay, so you know...
You and I just met, so...
No, I know, but you also know that my father is Ron Plumondon, and, like, literally...
Your father-in-law?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you mind stepping out for me?
4511, I'm going to start. We're 17th location.
You're afraid of that?
Yeah.
Why are you afraid? I'm a nice guy.
I don't know, you're scary, and you have, like, rings on your fingers, and...
I got rings on my fingers. I'm married.
That's scary. That's scary. No, you're going to hit me with them.
No, I'm not going to hit you at all. Why would I need to hit you?
Guys do when they have rings on their fingers.
That doesn't make any sense.
Not to you.
Do you have an ID with you?
I have nothing. I'm probably actually going to make you chase me. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
Like,
Well, go
nope, you're not doing that. Nope.
Go ahead and hop out of the vehicle then. Go ahead and hop out of the vehicle.
I'm not your girl.
You don't tell me that you're going to cause a chase like that.
No, you're not telling me that.
Go ahead and
You're not
hop out of
hurting me.
out of the vehicle.
I'm not getting out.
Get out.
You literally just accused me of and are trying
Get
to
out of
hurt
the
me.
vehicle.
You got me f***ed up.
You're going to get out of the vehicle.
I'm not actually going to get
Leo,
out.
4517 is on.
With you. I'm actually going to drive away.
Got hands on.
She just drove into my vehicle.
Daddy, what's wrong with your car, Daddy?
Copy, just drove into your vehicle.
White Toyota sedan.
Jessica sped off, ignoring the deputy's attempt to stop her. She took off down the road, reaching speeds of up to 90 miles per hour. As she fled, she drove recklessly, swerving through traffic and passing other vehicles in a dangerous attempt to get away.
Gonna be northbound.
Southbound towards Connor.
4517, she just wrecked. Send EMS. Check that. She's recovered it. There's a vehicle south of Bingham. I don't know if she struck that.
Eventually, her luck ran out. Watch this.
And now she's wrecked. We're north of Bingham on the curve. 641. Send EMS.
As the officer approached, he made a disturbing discovery.
You okay? Are you okay? Talk to me. Talk to me. We all 4517. We got entrapment.
Copy entrapment.
Yeah, I'm glad you weren't hit, sir. I gotta try to get her out of there.
Okay. You need any help or anything?
Potentially. I'll keep you on here as a witness. Why don't you pull your vehicle either just in front of mine or off further to the right so people can see the lights. Yeah, I'm right here. Hey, Perkins, are you bleeding?
I'm sorry.
Are you bleeding?
I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
Okay, well, you're talking to me. That's a good thing.
I was scared and I got scared.
Ambulance is coming.
It's fine.
Ambulance is coming.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
You just keep talking to me.
I am
What hurts?
You're not a bad person.
Jessica, what hurts?
My mouth is bleeding bad.
Your mouth is bleeding? Okay. I'm just waiting on the ambulance. She's talking to me. She's okay right now. Go ahead and you guys are good. Thank you. Just keep talking to me, okay?
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you.
Well, you do it to me. You did it to yourself.
I don't give a f if I die. Honestly, I don't care. My mom was a cop for Grand Traverse County for a long time. So thank God Civic is retired because he would literally be on my.
All right. Hey, the biggest thing. What? I just want to get a look at you.
I can't feel anything. That's the weirdest thing. My left leg is moving, so I know I'm not paralyzed right now.
All right. Hey.
But I'm really.
How about you give me your wrist, all right? Give me your wrist.
I really fucked up. I'm sorry.
You're okay. I'm gonna try and take your pulse, okay?
No, I'm so sorry. I'm not like this.
I'm sorry for you. Don't be sorry for me.
I just wanted to die and I didn't care.
Is there anyone else in the car?
No, I had nobody. I would never have driven like that if somebody else was in the car.
Well, the ambulance is gonna be here in just a little bit.
I should have just got out when you tried to get me out the first time, and then I got scared and I ran.
I know.
I was gonna be a bitch. Can you get Morgovich for me?
He's not working right now.
But if you tell him that it's me and he went through the academy with my mother, I promise you he's gonna come here if he finds out.
You'll be okay, okay? Hey, Angela? Hello? Miss Perkins? Perkins? We gotta get her out of there. She might have just lost consciousness. You want me to bust that?
Yep.
Okay.
Glasses down.
What's that?
Glasses down.
Okay.
The female just lost consciousness.
You don't want him coming through. You do not want him coming through. Nope. You do not want him coming through.
Hey, talk to me. Talk to me.
Yep. You wanna something on the backside, Jimmy, to support the car?
I mean, if Bruce can get it stable.
Can you make it stable?
Jessica.
Jessica, look at me. Hey, right here.
You good for a second, Mary? She's talking to him. I will not be home anytime soon.
I saw her slip.
Okay.
She almost hit me head on. I was riding this way, and just coming up that curve.
Yeah.
Were you chasing her?
Yeah.
Okay. And she just was going right at me.
Yep.
She saw it, but she actually.
She almost
defensively.
She almost took you out.
Pretty close. And then she
tried to correct from taking you out. Is that what?
Yeah.
Okay.
She just tailspin. You saw it. She hit that ditch.
A witness gives some crucial information and Jessica is taken to the hospital and is later revealed Jessica was under the influence. Jessica was hit with several serious charges, including felony operating while intoxicated, third offense, fleeing and eluding police, assaulting an officer, destruction of police property, and being a habitual offender. About 5 months later, she pleaded guilty to 2 charges, operating while intoxicated and fleeing police. The rest were dropped as part of a plea deal. She was sentenced to 2 to 5 years in prison and ordered to pay more than $1,500 in restitution for damaging the deputy's patrol car. At the Chongqing County Traditional Chinese Medicine Hospital in Jiajiang Province, a mother brought her young daughter in for medical care. While they were waiting on the second floor, the little girl suddenly began to choke, putting her in immediate danger. Dr. Han Yong-bin heard the mother's screams and rushed to help. He found the girl unresponsive, her eyes rolled back, lips turning purple, and vomit blocking her airway. Without hesitation, he cleared her throat, turned her face down, and began patting her back. He then carried her straight to the emergency room, where the medical team jumped into action. Moments later, the girl let out a strong cry. She was stable and breathing again. In a tense and risky moment captured on video, a man films himself crawling into the narrow entrance of a bear's den.
Into this cave, got all of this bedding material, and look at this bear sleeping in this cave. She's hibernating. They just put an ear tag and a collar on her. She's about a 12-year-old black bear right in this cave in Utah. What an incredible experience. This is amazing.
The bear in the video has a tag on its ear, likely placed by researchers tracking its behavior, and appears to be in deep hibernation. But that doesn't make what the man is doing any less dangerous. Bears aren't fully asleep during hibernation. Their senses still work, and they can wake up if disturbed. If that happens, the bear could panic and attack with little warning. And in a cramped den like this, there is no room to run. Wildlife professionals only approach hibernating bears under strict safety procedures, and often use tranquilizers to avoid risk. Crawling into a bear's den with a camera isn't brave, it's reckless, and just one wrong move away from disaster. On May 17, 2025, Houston police responded to a multi-car crash on the North Freeway near the 10300 block. While two of the vehicles involved stayed at the scene, a green SUV fled. Officers moved the crash off the freeway and issued a broadcast alert for the missing vehicle. Not long after, Northbound patrol officers spotted the green SUV and approached the driver.
They got video footage and everything, buddy. I'm not here to debate about it. Okay. You said what?
So which one?
Okay.
TBS
Okay. So what was your intention? You didn't want to provide any information? You know, it's state law to do that, right?
What did I hit?
What did you hit?
Final update on 96
All right. I'm not going to debate about it with you, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to put you in handcuffs, we're going to put you in the back seat, we're going to move your car over there with the other two cars that are involved in the crash, okay?
During the encounter, the man lifted his shirt, reached for a gun in his waistband, and pulled it out. In response, two officers opened fire, striking the suspect multiple times.
They're involved in the crash, okay? Hey, whoa! Shots fired! Shots fired! 22-21.
Good. Here's close. Shots fired.
Hey, roll me HFD. I got a male, not conscious, not breathing, multiple gunshots wound to his abdomen.
Where are you at?
We're in the China border parking lot. It's a vacant parking lot. It's gonna be right before the Mambo Seafood. Let me see your hands, man. Do not reach for that gun.
Is this related to the crash or is it something else?
Which one? Yes, it's the suspect in the crash. We're at China border. Shots fired. One suspect down. All officers okay.
Clear. Thank you. Need a sergeant to roll by.
Let me see your hands, man.
I'm gonna go around, right? What district?
The gun's still in his waistband. The gun's gonna be still in his waistband. Still in his waistband.
Alright, 22B078. Let's get additional units instead of a perimeter with the yellow tapes on scene.
Yes, sir. Additional units sending messages.
I'm gonna get the weapon out the way first. Okay. Alright, secure the weapon. No, just go secure. It's okay.
Alright, let's go ahead. Come on now, bro.
Get him out and put him on the ground. Let's just leave him there. Just leave him there. HFD's coming right behind us. So just grab the gun, secure it in the car.
Alright, let's go ahead, man. Come on out, bro.
They immediately began administering aid until paramedics arrived, but the man was pronounced dead at the scene. His identity is still pending confirmation by the Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences. A worker pauses his truck near a water pit, grabs a hose and starts spraying, likely to keep dust down or rinse the tires before heading out. It seems like just another routine task, but then things take a turn. The truck suddenly begins to roll forward, heading straight for the pit. Whether it was left in neutral or the brakes gave out, the outcome is clear. It's now a runaway vehicle with no one behind the wheel. What starts as a calm hike quickly turns into a test of nerves when you realize just how close the edge is. A video shows a man strolling along a remote trail with a sheer 200-foot drop just a few steps to his left. The path looks wide and flat at first glance, nothing about it screams danger, but with no guardrails or warning signs, one misstep could be catastrophic. The stunning cliffside views come with a harsh reminder. Even the most peaceful trails can be perilous when high elevations are involved. On March 31 in Zhejiang, China, a bizarre accident caught everyone off guard. A dog was behind the wheel. The car repeatedly hit a guardrail, and a nearby shop owner rushed over, thinking the driver might need help. But when they opened the door, a dog leapt out and took off running. Luckily, no one was hurt, though the car and the guardrail were damaged. When the car's owner arrived, he admitted he had left the engine running with his dog inside. Somehow, the dog triggered a control, setting the car in motion.
Okay, thank you.
What are we wanting to put out?
Okay, now I need the emblem out of that to go into this stuff. You won't do it?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In Texas, a friendly-looking couple walked into a store asking to have some emblems swapped out on their items. But there was a catch. The symbols they wanted were highly offensive. The store owner refused, explaining politely that he could offer other German designs, just not that one.
No problem. If you wanted a modern German forestry seal or something in it, I will denazify. But I won't renazify.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
It makes you wonder, did the couple really not know how wrong their request was, or did they just not care? On the morning of March 31, in the Robo-Central neighborhood of Gassanipa, Colombia, a devastating crash between two buses left 2 people dead and 35 others injured. The crash happened when a smaller bus stopped to pick up a passenger. A large Kupatran bus behind it failed to stop in time and slammed into the back of it. The impact flipped the smaller bus onto its side, leaving it overturned at the edge of the road. A video from a construction site captures what starts out as a routine operation. A large winch truck is parked near the edge of a deep excavation, slowly lowering equipment into the pit while workers guide it carefully. Everything appears under control until suddenly it's not. The winch truck, which should have been properly secured, suddenly starts to tilt. Within seconds, it slips off the edge and crashes into the pit, dragging the equipment it was lowering down with it. The impact sends up a thick cloud of dust and debris. Incidents like this often happen due to poor stabilization, misjudged load weight, or weak ground beneath the vehicle. Thankfully, no one was standing directly in the fall zone. Still, it's a harsh reminder of how fast things can go wrong when dealing with heavy machinery. Recently released body cam footage from Utah has sparked outrage after showing officers behaving inappropriately at the scene of a man's death. On August 8, 2024, police discovered the body of Jason Floyd, a homeless man, inside a tent. The disturbing video captures officers laughing and encouraging a trainee to use a utility knife to pop blisters on the deceased man's arm. The trainee, believing it was some sort of prank, was reportedly instructed by senior officers not to mention the knife in his official report.
Don't tell him no, that's fine. I just want him to get used to asking other people for help.
You're not. Well, I've been waiting for that to ask because Fire told me that UniFirst has cameras.
Yeah. Who does?
UniFirst, which is at the end of the road.
Cool. My knowledge, no.
So I was waiting for someone to ask. What?
He knows that this.
And there should be, in the log for this location, there should be the owner information.
Make up the tattoos at all. Maybe you guys have a little bit more keen eyes. Do you mind taking a look at his tattoos and seeing if you can make them out for me?
Well, look at that. That's when I want him to go to the shelter.
Oh, how convenient.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Maybe pop a light in there for him.
Yeah.
And pull the...
That's the sun on his belly. That's the sun.
Following an internal investigation, several officers involved were placed on leave. One officer chose to resign, while the others received either formal warnings or brief suspensions, typically lasting 3 days. Although no criminal charges were filed, the department required those officers to complete further training focused on ethics, professionalism, and appropriate conduct at crime scenes. On March 30, near Penang, Malaysia, a tragic accident unfolded on the highway when a truck lost control and overturned, slamming into 4 cars. Dashcam footage captured the moment the truck suddenly veered into oncoming traffic, flipped over and crushed a white car before hitting another vehicle with a dashcam. The crash killed 3 members of the same family and left 4 others injured. Several cars were heavily damaged in the impact, leaving behind a devastating scene. On the morning of May 9th, 2025, a man was on his way to Pacific Raceway in Kent, Washington, likely heading to an event with a car in tow, possibly a race car, given the venue. Just before 10 a.m., while activity around the raceway was ramping up, he noticed another vehicle tailing him. This raised suspicion, as following a target is a known tactic in carjacking attempts. When he slowed down to let the vehicle pass, it didn't. Instead, it pulled in front and blocked him off.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Four masked men jumped out of the vehicle and aimed guns at the driver, turning a suspicious situation into a dangerous one. Acting quickly, the driver hit the gas and rammed their car, managing to break free and escape. That split-second decision likely threw off the suspect's plan, forcing them to flee. Fortunately, the driver had a dash cam running, which captured key footage, now helping police track down those involved. As of mid-May 2025, no arrests have been made, but the investigation remains active. Kent, Washington has seen its share of carjackings, possibly due to its access to major highways and its role as a transportation hub, which may draw criminal activity. Thankfully, in this case, the driver got away unharmed. Still, it's unsettling to know the suspects are still out there. Had they managed to break in, this story could have had a very different and possibly deadly ending. This video comes from a ceremony held somewhere in Asia, where a wall suddenly gave way. The collapse wasn't surprising. The wall had no reinforcement, no structural support, just bricks loosely stacked in a shallow trench. Without proper backing, failure was bound to happen. Any underground structure must be reinforced to prevent these kinds of accidents, and trenches should always be shored to keep soil from shifting. Skipping safety measures like these isn't just careless, it can be deadly. Thanks for watching. Stay vigilant, friends.